Yes, you are. 2AY and 3&E Easter Sunday action in the SS&A Ovens and Murray. We're about 11 minutes from the first bounce. Pre-game almost done and dusted for the wonderful guys at Baker Motors as we build up to Yarrawonga and Wodonga. Blake Panda Escott with you. Robbie McKinlay backing up after a big Easter Saturday. Scotty Montgomery after Good Friday. And for the first time in 2024, Brad Sprinkles Freak, our number one stats man. He's got a bit of work to do to reclaim that position. He started well with a couple of big stats.
He's happy with them too. He's still got the grin going. He's
he is indeed. Of course, we are broadcasting on 3&E. There's another big game in the northeastern border today. They'll get a good crowd up at the McNamara Reserve between the Saints and the Hoppers. Scotty Montgomery, what are you expecting in this game?
Well, I think it's going to be a hot footy. I think both teams. I know North Albury played Ginger the other week, and obviously worked with Luke Gallen, who's now at Ginger, and he said, "Geez, North Albury are quick." He said not a lot of strength around the footy, which is probably where Murdoch may be able to get on top if at any stage they do. But the speed North Albury moving the footy within that practice match was unbelievable. So they also worked on a lot of things, and we saw at the back half of last year the game plan starting to come to fruition that Tim Broomhead was able to put in place. So I feel that it's going to be a really quick, hot footy going early, and I think they might just be able to outlast Murdoch during the day with those younger legs.
Do we think that 12 potentially new recruits, there's going to be 7, 8, 9 debutants for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints? It's going to take a little time to gel, do you reckon, Freaky?
Yeah, it certainly will. I'm not actually sure how many pre-season games they might have had together, so hopefully they've had a few games to be able to gel, but no doubt that it's going to take a little bit just to get that cohesion right. It always does in any side when you bring new players into it as well, but yeah, I expect it to be a really interesting game up there. It's almost, I know it's round one, but it's also almost an 8-pointer as well, because both these sides are going to be finishing on the ladder around about the same mark around the same mark of each other, and these games for Wodonga, Lavington, Myrtleford, and North Albury, when you play against each other, you really have Raiders as well. You really have to get the win to be able to just get your nose in front, because in come finals time, it might be 10 wins that gets you into fifth, and these games are going to be important. Even though it's round one, it's a super important game for both sides.
What's happening in the twos, Monty?
The scoreboard says there's 5 seconds to go, and Yarrow just taken a mark inside 50 for a shot on goal, and they're trailing by 4 points.
Dylan
Walsh. He's about 20 out, very tight angle. A siren has just blown, boys.
So whereabouts is he, Monty?
He's in the forward pocket in front of the club room, so there'll be senior boys who are coming out. 4 points behind. This is the kick to go in front and win round one for the R1 Pigeons.
In the twos.
Big Dylan.
Big deal.
He's a big boy. Got the mullet. Doesn't mind it. It's flapping in the wind as he runs in. He's started his approach on the boot, and he's happy with it. He's kicked it. Yarrawonga win the reserves
after the siren
by 2 points.
Let's give it a point.
Someone give it a point.
Controversy at Lonsdale Reserve. That goal umpire is under a bit of heat.
He's got
the two field umpires as well.
One's down at the other end.
So that's a Yarrawonga goal umpire.
Well, we don't know who he is, to be honest.
Who knows? Who knows? But anyway, I'll tell you what, that looked pretty good to me.
But he has the best look in the house.
He does, yes, he does. So Yarrawonga, after thinking they did win in the twos, they haven't. It's a point.
Celebrated like the win.
It's a point. Deary me. Okay, let's hope that we get a finish like that in the seniors.
Absolutely, we want one like that, don't we?
If that's the pre-instalment for what's to come, it's going to be a bloody good game between Yarrawonga and Wodonga. Really quickly, Freaky, I noticed that you picked the reserves has gone over. It's 153, so the senior game might be a while off starting. You picked Wodonga to win today.
Yep.
But you didn't have Wodonga in your top 5.
Well, it's going to be tight around that fifth, isn't it?
They must be going to lose a couple against the bottom 4
exactly right.
Yeah.
I did notice that, Freaky.
No, well, I did me top 5 a month ago, and that's what I tried to tell Noah. And then this week, it's I had to do the tips this week, and didn't remember that. But anyway, we'll move on, won't we?
They're going to miss by percentage, but aren't they?
Yeah.
They'll
be unlucky.
We love it. A great finish to the twos. A little bit of a controversial finish, but hey, it was a very, very close game. That is our pre-game done and dusted for Baker Motors. Stay with us on 2AY and 3&E as we build up to a massive Easter Sunday game. Wodonga have travelled down the Riverina Highway to take on Yarrawonga here at the Lonsdale Reserve. Traditional Easter Sunday fixture here. We'll be live on the live stream on O&M Snap Printing TV as well. Pre-game done for Baker Motors, and on O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Shaping lives through nursing? building communities through community services, maybe caring for animals through veterinary science. With GoTAFE by your side, you can make it happen. From agriculture, hospitality, health and wellbeing, trades and education, to hair and beauty or creative, learn real skills for real jobs and careers right now. With GoTAFE, you've got this. Search GoTAFE today.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Half price until half time is on in the locker room. Watch Friday night AFL footy action live on our big screen and get half price selected beers until half time. On now in the locker room at the SS&A.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
.0% alcohol. This changes everything. Rewrite the rules. Carlton Zero.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Pain or injury can stop you from living life to the fullest. Albury-Wodonga Private Hospital specialises in advanced orthopaedic services and offers a full range of care from diagnosis to surgery and rehabilitation. Get back to the life you love with our support.
Half price until half time is on in the locker room. Watch Friday night AFL footy action live on our big screen and get half price selected beers until half time. On now in the locker room at the SS&A.
First quarter action, a couple of minutes away from getting started here at the Lonsdale Reserve. Everybody's out having a kick of the footy and both sides are out on the ground as well. Yarrawonga up against Wodonga, our broadcast game today. And first quarter action for A-grade Alls and Batteries. few minutes away. Blake Panda Escott with you here on 2AY, 3&E and O&M Snap Printing TV. We got Brad Freak on our 40-wing stat sheets. Scott Montgomery, boundary side for the Newmarket Hotel in elite building and construction. How are you, Monty? What's it like down there?
Oh, it's beautiful. I'll tell you what, Panda, you would love to be playing footy on a day like today, except for probably the cramps are going to come around three-quarter time because it is warm out here, not a cloud in the sky, not a breath of wind. Ground's in great nick, and the toss has been won and done, and the Wodonga will kick to the Yarrawonga end of the ground.
The Yarrawonga end of the ground. As I said, the ground is looking fantastic from our wonderful central commentary position as well. Robbie McKinlay, of course, it's going to be a fascinating game. Yarrawonga up against Wodonga, reigning premiers, up against the side on the rise.
Yeah, I think the thing about Wodonga is they generally give a contest, don't they? It's sort of been built into the club over a long period of time, and that's what Jared Twiddle bring too as the coach. They were very competitive in that final against Wangaratta. That was a big game. So that's the last game they played was a big final. And this is a very similar crowd and atmosphere. So that'll hold them in good stead. Yarrawonga last year just came out of the blocks a bit slow. Albury got them here. I reckon they might have learned a bit from that. I think it was a bit of a surprise for Stevie J at the time. His first game as coach. I reckon I'll be really keen to turn around. I certainly think they can today. It's a good-looking side. I think at least 17 from the premiership side, Freaky.
Yeah, 17 or 18 running around out there.
So that holds them in really good stead. So, yeah, for mine, I think Yarra can get the job done around about that. Between 16 and 20 points for mine.
Brad Freak, who are we taking a look at on our 40-wing stat sheet today?
Yeah, if we start with the Yarrawonga side of things, obviously we're going to have Nick Fothergill, outstanding year last year for the Pigeons, and Michael Gibbons as well, who I thought was one of the best players on Grand Final day. Dan Howe, obviously the big new recruit. Cam Wilson and Willie Wheeler, just 2 stars for Yarrawonga. And if we have a look at the Bulldogs side of things, Josh Matthew, who's obviously not on VFL duties this weekend, so the Dogs are going to love having him back in the side while they can. Matt Wilson, Jack O'Sullivan, the coach, Adam Jorgensen, Noel Bradshaw, who's had a really big pre-season, I've heard, and Tom Miller as well for them.
Some really good players there to watch from the Wodonga Bulldogs and the Yarrawonga Pigeons, of course. The new co-coach, Monty, Jack O'Sullivan. It's hard to miss little Jack out there, but I tell you what, he's a star, 2-time Morrison medalist.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be exciting to watch him play. He's got the little short red hair going on, the high white shorts and the zinc on the nose, so you blokes won't miss him up there, that's for sure.
He was fantastic on Interleague Day last year, Monty, wasn't he?
Yeah, no, he was fantastic. He was clearly in the GV's top 4 or 5, and I reckon he's going to really try and set the example early with some strong body contact through the middle of the ground.
All right, a tip from you, Mont, while we've got you.
I'm going to go Yarra. I tipped him during the week, and I'm going to stick with it. I think they're just going to be a little bit too strong all over the ground.
Big Mac?
Yeah, 20 points Yarra for mine.
What about you, Brad Sprinkles Freak?
Well, I tipped the Dogs through the week, so I can't go half a dozen each way, so I'll go with the Dogs.
We've got the 2 scoreboard attendants next to us as well, controlling the scoreboard here at the venue. We've got Archie and Bo. Who do you boys think are going to win? Okay. Yarra's going to get up there. Both the Yarrawonga boys, but one of them's a Whaler boy. He reckons
Bulldogs by 6.
Ooh, Bulldogs in an upset. Of course, the Whaler fella would say that.
Yarra by 78, Archie told me.
A-grade Alls and Batteries opening term about to get underway here on a picturesque Easter Sunday. You could not ask for a better day for football and netball. The umpire holds the footy aloft. We're waiting for that siren. There it goes. It's sounded. We're underway. It's the Pigeons and the Dogs on O&M Live, where you won't miss a thing.
Well, St John went up high, but Harry Wheeler straight away got it, kicked it towards half forward. Cam Wilson under the footy. Now, second chance here for Wodonga. Wortman off half back, drives the ball long. He'll go inside forward 50. Redcliffe from behind. Johnson from the front takes a very good grab. And we know how good a kick Tommy Johnson is, Scott Montgomery.
Absolutely, just a strong grab. Good to see Tommy Johnson up and firing early. Couple of matchups early, boys. We've got Lee Masters has made the surprise move and started at centre forward, and Dan Howe off half back for the Yarrawonga Pigeons.
They tried that a few times early last year, didn't they? Lee Masters forward. And
well, it's a new year, Panda.
I know, it just didn't seem to work out, Big Mac.
We're 30 seconds into the season. Give it just a little bit longer. Tommy Johnson, distance shouldn't be an issue. Kicking to the Yarrawonga end. Will kick from 48 metres. Kick on the way. It's holding up. Journey's there, and he's just pushed it to the left a little bit. So the Doggies are on the board. And one behind. First quarter action, A-grade Oils and Batteries. Here's Blake Escott.
We've played around a minute or so on the Macca's time clock as Ned Pendergast brings this footy back into play. An outstanding 2023 for our man Ned. And he's got the full-back duties once again in 2024. Ryan Bruce goes long down the wing. Lee Williams came late, wasn't able to really impact the contest. And we're going to have a stalemate right down here on centre wing. Any other matchups to think of, Monty?
No, obviously Charlie Morrison's got the big task on Lee Williams, but he's done it a few times before and done a really good job back there, but he's got the biggest task of the day, I think.
St John jumped a little bit early, and Howe stood his ground, tapped it down beautifully to Gibbons. Hurry left foot kick down the line and hugs the boundary line, another boundary throw in. Oh, about 60 around from the Yarrawonga Pigeons goal. Tommy Johnson with the only set shot on goal, through for a minor score. And on the game traffic scoreboard, the Donga lead this one by a point, Robbie McKinlay.
They do indeed. Good crowd in. It's on the clubroom side, which is very well attended. A lot of shade on this side of the ground. Bit of a short throw in, and the young fella who's a bit probably sore from yesterday too. He did the job down at Corowa.
Did.
He's got a caramel like that, you'll get pretty sore, wouldn't you?
How good is that?
That's a good Malay.
Fantastic.
So here we go. He's going to have another crack here. O'Sullivan and Harry and Willie Wheeler just getting to know each other a bit. That's better. Lockie Howe got the tap. Coming through hard here. St John followed up his good work. Just reefed it out the back. Lock Howe over the ball. And he's tackled by Mayfield and St John. They eventually bring him down. And it'll be another ball up, Panda. Still around about 75 metres out from the Yarrawonga goal.
Robbie McKinlay and Blake Panda Escott with you here on O&M Live for McRae Motors. St John just not timing his jumps in the ruck contest at the moment. Allows Gibbons to swoop on with another clearance. Goes back to his mate Willie Wheeler, who goes inside 50 for the first time for the Pigeons. Morrison and Williams in a contest there. Ball spills to the deck, and we've got a stoppage inside 50. Brad Freak.
Michael Gibbons and Willie Wheeler had 2 early touches on the 40-wing stats sheet, and they've had 1 inside 50 so far, Yarrawonga.
So we've gone around 2 and a bit minutes on this beautiful Easter Sunday. Doing the ruck work there was young Cokehill on debut for the Pigeons. Big raps from Stevie J on our O&M Live podcast, the Yarrawonga edition. You can listen to all those on our O&M Live podcast channel. So toss back up, still camped in the Yarrawonga Pigeons. Forward 50, Bradshaw, that's Noah, had a really good pre-season by all reports. Goes short, Wortman. And St John was under a bit of pump. Heat, I should say, and he's marked that one deep in the defensive pocket. Clubroom side, Robbie McKinlay. We have gone 3 minutes on the Macca's time clock.
Good work, Panda. So St John made a good start to this game, but he kicks to his opponent. Howe comes to ground. Harry Wheeler gathers Dan Howe. Piercing kick in across half forward. Doggies defended okay. Over the footy and strong. Wilson went in and went out straight away. Here's a chance here for Fothergill. Can't knock it out. The Doggie's going to lock this one down, so it's just not getting out. 35 out directly in front. There'll be a ball up. There's only the one scoring it. It's Wodonga from behind. Brad Freak.
Yarrawonga got about 3 or 4 numbers to kick behind the play here, so it's just going to keep coming back into their forward 50.
So Jack O'Sullivan with his first touch as co-coach for the Wodonga Bulldogs, but it's a turnover. Here's Ryan Bruce, goes out really wide, finds the left leg of Basil Fronfelder. Too far out to score, so he pops it into the pocket, looking for Lee Williams, but backing back with courage there is Dan Wortman for the Wodonga Bulldogs. He goes short to Bradshaw. Started well, has Noah. Had a ripping pre-season, returned late last year from Southport VFL. Hoping to go to a new level. And here's Tommy Miller, the new recruit from Narry Warren. He won the Shane Smith Medal as the best player in the league last year, Robbie.
Shane Smith Medal.
That's what it says on my notes.
What do you know about Shane?
Not sure. As Sorochinsky switches the footy to Driscoll. The Dogs look pretty good here, and he finds Spiteri on centre wing.
Yeah, moved the ball well from one side of the ground to the other. Spiteri, clubroom side of the ground. Down the line, Wilson there. Keeps the ball in. He can't. The boundary umpire is right onto him. And it is going to be a boundary throw in true centre wing. Monty, what are you seeing down there?
Yeah, a few changes early for Wodonga. Obviously, the ruck stocks that we've spoken about, Tommy Johnson's just rolled in there, and Blake St John's come off for a quick rest. Very warm down here, boys, so I expect the high rotations all day.
For elite building and construction, we're going to have Monty down there all day doing some fine work. Spiteri did well to get a kick on it in the end. It's a scrappy old start to the game. There's not a lot of easy possession at the moment.
Hot footy, Robbie.
It is indeed. An umpire, Jason Rain, says give it to me. And they'll ball it up. Might slightly in attack for the Bulldogs. They lead it by a point.
Tommy Johnson with the only flying shot on goal, and he's doing the ruck here. Mathy came through like a steam train. Fronfelder looking for Robinson. In fact, it was Harry Wheeler down the wing. He did well, though, to give it to his brother Willie, who just weaves through. Bradshaw did really well to grab a bit of his jumper, put Wheeler under pressure, but Yarrawonga work it out with numbers. Nyholm goes back to Fronfelder. Short one to Wilson, who got crunched there by Greenhill. in front of us. Defensive side of centre wing. Beautiful kick inboard. Opens up the ground. Finds Harry Wheeler for the Pigeons and the switch is on.
Goes long. They got numbers. The Doggies fish from behind was good from Deneen. Redcliffe gathered. Hurry kick inside forward 50. Chance for Kyle Winter. Irving left foot snap. Dribbling and it hits the behind post.
Good result.
And there's not many players around the ball at the moment because that's gone from one end to the other in a hurry. The boundary throw will come back in, Panda. Big chance here for the Doggies.
Two Wodonga boys were inside 50 there, boys, too. Noah Spiteri worked really hard. Just had to find him, I feel, Kyle Winter-Irving.
Switch probably just wasn't on there from Harry Wheeler. So boundary throw in, dangerous position for the Dogs. They've started pretty well on Easter Sunday. Working hard there was Tyler Lovell. Wheeler did well. Has that gone out of bounds? It has indeed. Deep in the Dogs attacking 50, Brad Freak.
On the 40-wing stat sheet, Willie Wheeler started really well for the Pigeons. He's up to 5 disposals in the first 7 minutes.
Opening term for A-grade oils and batteries here on 2A Wide, 3&E O&M Live. Howe, front posse. That was beautifully tapped down to Wheeler. Played one game in the second half of last year and it was the most important one. Gill kept it in for the Dogs. Willie Wheeler started really well, bit of candy. Goes down centre wing. Lee Williams marks right on his chest. He's got no one to go to in his own half, Robbie McKinlay.
Yeah, he's going to have to get inventive here. He just goes short. That's okay. And he finds there Robinson.
New
Robinson.
jumper.
Yeah, new jumper. Was down in 46. Has got 26 on. Cam Wilson takes a diving catch right in front of the interchange bench.
Right in front of our man.
That's close. I could have tackled him, I reckon.
Still fair way out from goal, though. Here's Willie Wheeler. Just the backside of centre wing. So they just cannot find ground here at the moment, the Pigeons. Wheeler goes short. It's a good kick too. And it finds Billy Idle, look aloud, or Slim Shady. Logan Morey, call him what you like. 30 out from goal now. Williams will fly. Ball comes to ground. They've got numbers again, the Doggies. Gee, they've done that well. But the kick is okay and it finds Josh Mayfield at half-back. Wodonga still lead. 1 point to nothing.
It was Jorgensen working really hard in defence there. Finds Winter-Irving. His kick was half smothered. Going in hard there and almost taking out the knees was Harry Wheeler on Wilson. Umpire says, I'll have it. So a pretty good start here. An even contest on Easter Sunday. Blake Pandarescott with you. Robbie McKinlay for McRae Motors. We've got Brad Freak on our 40-wing stat sheet. It's Scott Montgomery, boundary side for Elite Building and Construction. Hope you've had a nice little delivery from the Easter Bunny. Ryan Einspawn almost got in the back of Tom Miller there on the bottom of the packs, and we'll have another ball up, probably 65 around, far side of the Mulwala Rec Reserve in this opening quarter. We've gone 9 minutes, Macca's time clock.
St John doing well early days as Wilson kicks it inside forward 50, but for Yarrawonga, but Tommy Johnson, who had the first shot on goal, has marked it at centre half back. Lake Mulwala side of the ground. From behind, Einspawn got a fist on it. It gained a little bit of ground for Wodonga in the end, and Winter-Irving runs it over the boundary line alongside Ned Pendergast. What do you got, Freaky?
5 inside 50s on the 40-wing stat sheet for Yarrawonga inside the first 9 minutes. And Willie Wheeler's one they have to keep an eye on the Dogs. He's already up to 7 disposals in the game.
Monty, I really hope he has some sunscreen down there. Those legs are going to be burnt to a crisp by the end of the day.
There's already a good tan on them, mate. They don't burn like yours.
Pasty white ones I can see down there. So St John, who started pretty well, all they need to do is compete against Big Lockie Howe. Pumps it to half forward. Overrunning the footy there was Wilding. Looks like he's trimmed down a little bit. Here's Mathy tapping into the advantage of Spiteri. He's dangerous in these positions. Noah tries to get around Ryan Bruce on the left foot. Kick across the face of goal. Doesn't actually register a score. And Nick Whooper-Irvine kicks down the wing just to space. The ball stays in. Gibbons was going to come off the bench and impact it. Said, I better not. Greenhill did well for the Dogs. Gives it to Liam Andrews, and in the end it does go out of bounds right in front of Scott Montgomery, boundary side for Elite Building and Construction.
Yeah, just the way both teams are setting up. Yarrawonga are happy to get the loose behind the footy, whereas Wodonga's bringing them up to the stoppage. So they've got more numbers around the stoppage, which is probably why they've been able to put so much pressure on the Yarrawonga mids when they're able to win it.
King of the kids, Mont down there. Look at them, they're all hanging
around. They all want an interview too.
He signed a few autographs too. I don't mind it. Willie Wheeler, clever. Dan Howe. Oh, he's calling for throw. No, I don't.
That is not a throw.
No, I think you're stiff, Dan. Welcome to country footy, Dan Howe. And you'll see a bit more of that, and you'll get a bit of everything.
They've been very good this weekend, the
Gill off half back, kicks it long. Spiteri, he will have a shot. He won't worry about anything else here. There'll be a few dummy leads. He'll dart the eyes around, but there is no chance, Brad Freak.
No, he's definitely not passing this off. Noah, he'll back himself in here. I don't know if he'll quite have the leg, but yeah, see how he goes.
So Noah Spiteri, 45 out, kick on the way. It's not bad off the boot. It's a beautifully executed finish, and he gives a little bit back to the crowd, if you don't mind.
Was that aimed at Freaky?
Puts the hands to the ears. He loves his soccer, and there's a little bit of that coming out of him, but that's a good finish. That's an early of that free kick against him, Monty.
Yeah, exactly. He is. I don't know if it was there, but what about Riley Gill, the young kid for Wodonga, was able to just get it inside 50 nice and quick, was able to find the one-on-one, and Noah Spiteri, a little bit too much pace on the lead, was able to go back and put it through, even though Freaky said he didn't have the distance.
Well, he was pretty quick to tell me that he kicked 7 in a pre-season game a couple of weeks ago, so it's no short of confidence.
Tom Miller with another clearance out of the guts. He started well, the Shane Smith medalist. I'm going to refer to that one a few times today. Here's young Gill in the bright green line boots. You cannot miss him. Goes out wide looking for Noah Bradshaw. Gee, they look fit, Wodonga. He has to jam it on the boot, tied up against the boundary. There was no real options, and Willie Wheeler marks right on his own defensive 50. Plays on, wants to come through the corridor. He's ran a million miles, and he's been pinged for running too far. And he goes to the players, Monty. He says, lead up the ground. You can see his arm movements.
They were running sideways, the forwards. He wanted them to come at him because he sort of was under the pressure and needed to get on the boot quickly, but yeah, kept running because no one was coming at him.
O'Sullivan finds a lead. Oh, big clash between two doggies almost there, Bradshaw and Wilding. Lovell showed good poise, found a target, hit Robinson. Good kick now. Here's Michael Gibbons. Hasn't seen a lot of it yet. Kicks good though, across the goal. Ryan Ironspawn looks for Lee Masters. Being chased there by Deneen. Mitch Deneen did well. Fed it out to Gill. Another kick. Tumbles it inside forward 50. Johnson from behind. They couldn't get a fist on it. And it might be, is it Ned Pendergast under that, all that there? No.
Frontfelder.
Fronty Felder kicks across to Dan Howell. He'll find Logan Morey.
So a better second touch than the first from Dan Howe. Finds Logan Morey with a penetrating left leg. Kicks to half forward looking for Robinson, and it goes out of bounds for a throw in. Monty, Wodonga have certainly come to play early stages opening term.
Absolutely they have, and we spoke about in the pre-game that when they're up and about, we know Wodonga can get a bit of a roll on, but they need to make sure they take a bit of scoreboard dominance from this possession dominance at the moment, because we know Yarrawong can score quick and heavily if they can.
We did see them dominate the opening stages of the semi-final last year against the Magpies, but they just weren't able to put it on the scoreboard. O'Sullivan working really hard to apply pressure. The co-coach setting the standard. Wants a free kick for holding the ball. Not going to have it. Edge of the square. Centre wing. Another ball up. So they've started really well. Tyson doing a little spell on the ruck. Bradshaw working hard in and under. Goes out the back to Jorgensen. Puts it on the boot. Cassidy thought he was getting held. Umpire said play on. Urquhart did well. Fake one way. Fake the other. Goes in board here to Howe, who's built into the game across half-back, and he goes short to Ironspawn. We've played 14 minutes. The Dogs lead 7-0. That is on our game traffic scoreboard.
Nyholm, he's been busy. Tanner Nyholm kicks nicely to Lee Masters. We're told to play on. Falls away of Gill. He's been good. Back to Bradshaw. Handball was intercepted. Masters came through like the Southern Aurora. Was tackled quickly. Fortuitously fell the way of Wilson. Quick hands. Got it on to Nyholm. Out the back to Ironspawn. And it is a bit of a battle game. Matt Casey eventually got a funny old type of handball. There's a push in the back, perhaps. No, play on's a call. No, Bradshaw gathers, kicks it inside forward 50 almost, but backing back, taking a good mark. There was Fraunfelder, who marks it now, Fraunfelder. He got it from Pendergast.
Had a really good year at half-back last year, did Basil. Played forward in that grand final, though. Brad Freak.
If we go around the grounds for Mr. Stove's pool world, in the other game, the Evans and Murray, Myrtleford out to an early lead, 4-2-26 to North Albury, 1 behind.
All danger signs there for the Hoppers. A hot start there for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints, and a good start here for the Wodonga Bulldogs. Good mark in the middle of the ground there by Harry Wheeler. Sort of jammed in between a couple of dogs. He's got the switch on here to Whooper Irvine if
Willie's
he finds
out
him.
water.
And Willie Wheeler, as called by Monty, boundary side for Elite Building and Construction, marks on centre wing. He's got the overlap here. Fronfelder has ran 200 metres to deliver that ball inside forward 50 beautifully to Cole Tyson. Great overlap play by the Yarrawonga Pigeons, Monty. The first time we've seen it today.
Yeah, just the running and work rate from behind the footy by first Irvine and Willie Wheeler, who was out here on the wing, and then from fella, as you spoke about, come from about 200 metres away. He was involved on the far side of the ground, just getting that chain there, and then was able to find Tyson, who's playing in the ruck. They're trying to really work over St John in the ruck at the moment with these quick changes with Howe and Tyson.
So Kyle Tyson, you'll kick from a bit tighter than a 45-degree angle, about 45 metres out. Looks pretty good. He's hit the stick. Through for a minor score. So the Pigeons register. They're first behind. One behind. Wodonga 7 on the game traffic scoreboard. Halfway through the opening term for A-grade oils and batteries.
Yes, Sorochinski passed it to Johnson, who was awarded the free kick in the end. Under a lot of pressure there from Whooper Irvine. Johnson chips it, finds O'Sullivan. Just at the half-back. Goes short. Kick's going to be good. It is. Finds Jorgensen. O'Sullivan looks for the hands. He gives it to him, but he's always going to be under pressure. He wouldn't listen to the call. He didn't watch. He just listened to the call. It was a poor call. Dan Howe stood on the tackle like a prop forward. Whooper Irvine, he was always the wrong side of the ball there, and his tumbling kick dribbles out for a boundary throw-in, 50 metres around from the Yarrawonga goal. Wodonga leads 7-1. Brad Freak for 40 winks.
Yeah, Willie Wheeler is one the Wodonga Bulldogs got to really look after. He's up to 10 disposals already on the 40 wink stat sheet.
Noah Bradshaw numbers?
He's up to 5.
He started really well. A couple of important clearances as well from Noah. Harry Wheeler, good fend off on Sorochinski. Gives it back to Willie. Brought him down for another one. 40 winks disposal, and Dan Wortman punches it over the boundary line. A little bit of territory now for the Yarrawonga Pigeons, Monty.
Yeah, absolutely. They're starting to really lock it inside their forward half at the moment, and they're able to transition the footy a lot better than what Wodonga have been able to do so far.
So the only goal still to Noah Spiteri for the Dogs. It was a beautiful set shot. As O'Sullivan crunch Willie Wheeler, they dive on top of him. And we'll have a ball up 45 around from Yarrawonga's goal. Here's Robbie McKinlay for McRae Motors, the OG on O&M Live.
He loves a bit of contact, doesn't he, Jack O'Sullivan?
He's tough.
Well read by Lockie Howe. Kicks it to the gold square. Lee Williams couldn't hang on to it. Good work by Gil. Gee, he's been impressive. Kicks it to open space. There's a real race on here. Deneen is there for Yarrawonga. It's Nyholm. Great tackle by Deneen. They're going to be locked up. He's going to ping him. Free kick goes the way of the Wodonga Bulldogs at half back. And you just hear a few groans from the Pigeon supporters. And Mitchie Deneen. But good work there by Riley Gill. Geez, he's been impressive. Panda liked his work.
Yep, all you look for is natural progression from your youngsters, and he looks like he's one of those. Fothergill under good heat there from Wortman, working really hard. Did he get in the back of Lockie Howe? Umpire said play on. Here's Whooper Irvine, standing start, kicks to half forward. Gibbons floating in a lot of space between two Dogs. It was Driscoll and
Casey.
It was Driscoll and Charlie Morrison. The hands were on Monty, but well, it's in the hands of this guy. He's going to go back 45 metres out directly in front. Hang on, he gives it off to Slim Shady Logan Morey, who loads up from 50 Logan, and he kicks the Sunjan goal of the day. No, it's a point.
He signalled a goal first.
Another controversial call. We had after the siren finish in the twos, where Yarrawonga thought they kicked a goal. It was given a point if you're just joining us, and well, we've had another one there. Minor score at the end of that. Yarrawonga 2, Wodonga 7. Game traffic scoreboard, 19 opening term.
Noah Bradshaw marks at half back, plays on immediately, kicks it long and wide, and Kyle Winter-Irving takes a good grab. Centre wing, the lake side of the ground. Beautiful day here in Mulwala, 32 degrees. As it's just registered.
Good day to be out in the lake, Robbie.
It'd be a good day to be out. Good day
Fishing.
anywhere. Good day to be alive, Panda. Here's a chance. Bradshaw's kick is going to work out all right. Jorgensen got it onto Greenhill. Now half back, Mick Driscoll drives it long. The boy from Huron Creek. Spiteri went high. Couldn't rein it in. Masters read it well. Urquhart's handball was quick to Ironspawn. Now it goes short. And here they're going to steady it up for Jordan Urquhart now. The Pigeons off half back. They trail 2-7. And Panda, we've gone 20 minutes in a low-scoring encounter.
Oh, an interesting kick there from Urquhart, and the Dogs forced the turnover. Matey did well. He had to hand pass it to no one. There was no help whatsoever at half forward. And he's in a little scrap down there with Cam Wilson, Monty.
Yeah, Cam applied a good pressure, and I think Joshua liked it when he gave the handball up. So, yeah, a bit of a scuffle, but they've moved on now.
They have indeed. Just giving each other a nice little Easter bunny present. Irvine goes down the line to Casey. Swingman in 2023. Good player. Goes down the line once again. Williams got a couple to beat. Sorochinski zones off his man. Retreats Here's Bradshaw, started really well. Is that dropping the ball? It is.
He got knocked out, didn't it?
It did get knocked out, but that's the rules, I reckon, Robbie, almost. If you take on with prior opportunity and you get tackled, that's holding the ball. Here's Coghill, 70 metres out for the Pigeons to fire him in.
Boy from Rennie goes short. Not a great kick there from Coghill. Dan Wortman, who's been good. Gee, they've got their defence set up beautifully here. Has the Doggies, Monty, that's been the highlight for my so far, the way they've so defended so well. Pigeons haven't been able to penetrate.
Absolutely. They're starting really well in front of Williams, aren't they? They know where it's going to go. It's going to go to him 9 times out of 10, and Freckle Wortman, he's the guy. He just keeps zoning off. Soroczynski's helping out as well, so they're really making the job a lot easier for Charlie Morrison.
Creating space, Morrison. You just spoke about him, Mont. Well, he's just come into the game. Turn around. Here's a chance here now. Jet Cassidy chips short. And it's centre wing, and the mark has been taken by Jorgensen.
It was well held up there by Whooper Irvine because he had a couple of runners. Lovell just edge wielding under the footy. Winter Irving comes through and tries to fend off. Good tackle applied on him. Yarrawonga exit. Lockie Howe had to hold up. Oh, a bit of fancy candy there. Did well, the big fella. Wilson out the back of the stoppage, tries to break through Gill at half back. Howe just jams it on the boot. Kicks to half forward. What
Williams free
a
kick.
mark.
Williams free kick, boys.
Yeah, Williams free kick, but I tell you what, that's a wonderful mark. It's almost a Mawson's concrete mark of the day.
Ollie Greenhill.
Yeah, courage. Williams goes to Morey, who marks exactly where he kicked a Sunjan point of the day.
Well, go back and have a shot.
I reckon he's going to load up, Robbie. Kicks it into the pocket, really disappointing effort. It's across the face of goal. Either a mark or out in the full, take your pick. Couple of poor entries from the Pigeons. They trail by 5 points. Wodonga with the only major, 117. Yarrawonga 2 behinds. That's on our game traffic opening term scoreboard for A-grade oils and batteries. Bradfree.
Yeah, they've had 10 inside 50s, Yarrawonga. They've only been able to hit the scoreboard twice, so just aren't really getting that inside 50 dominance on the scoreboard yet.
They moved them all well here too. Mayfield ends up with it, kicks down light. Spaturial, milk a free kick. Well, will he go the barrel?
He'll back himself in here. I guarantee
Have a barrel.
He's asking for it. He's asking for it.
No, he wants a stat. He knows he won't kick it. He wants a stat.
He is going to.
Robbie nailed it.
Going to have a go.
Robbie has nailed it.
Yeah.
The Premier Datas all count, Robbie.
They do, mate.
He loves getting on the Premier Data and letting us know on a Monday how many ranking
mate,
points
there's more
he had.
chance of Dan Vaccaro winning the stall gift. This ball being kicked through for a goal. So
Dan and Gus going 1 and 2.
Here we go. Let's see how the barrel goes anyway. As expected, well short.
It's a possession, but Robbie.
But it's possession. He's found a bit of a love affair with the crowd too here at Mulwala, which is super important. Good quarter of footy from the Doggies. Pigeons just kept hitting the brick wall. Wodonga 117. Lead, Yarrawonga 2 behinds, Panda.
Yeah, a bit of a stalemate in the opening term for A-grade oils and batteries. When we come back, we'll give our McRae Motors quarters best. We'll go around the grounds for Mr. Stowe's Pool World, and our second term will start. Wodonga 7, Yarrawonga 2, wherever you're tuning in from on 2AY, 3NR, O&M Snap Printing TV. I hope you're having a great Easter Sunday. Stay with us on O&M Live. You won't miss a thing.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Shaping lives through nursing? Building communities through community services? Maybe caring for animals through veterinary science? With GoTAFE by your side, you can make it happen. From agriculture, hospitality, health and wellbeing, trades and education, to hair and beauty or creative, learn real skills for real jobs and careers right now. With GoTAFE, you've got this. Search GoTAFE today.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Half price until half time is on in the locker room. Watch Friday night AFL footy action live on our big screen and get half price selected beers until half time. On now in the locker room at the SS&A.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
.0% alcohol. This changes everything.
Eagles, Carlton 0.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Pain or injury can stop you from living life to the fullest. Albury Wodonga Private Hospital specialises in advanced orthopaedic services and offers a full range of care from diagnosis to surgery and rehabilitation. Get back to the life you love with our support.
Half price until half time is on in the locker room. Watch Friday night AFL footy action live on our big screen and get half price selected beers until half time. On now in the locker room at the SS&A.
Leading Yarrawonga at the moment, 1-1-7 to the Pigeons, yet to register a goal. Would like to know the last time they went goalless in a quarter. Freaky, there you go.
Yeah,
I'll put
leave
you
it
to
with
the
me.
task. All right.
Leave it with me.
2 behind, so the Dogs by 5. Blake Panderescott with you. Brad Sprinkles Freak. We have Robbie McKinlay and Scott Montgomery.
Which were a bit iffy, that almost got cut off by Yarrawonga, but it was good to see that he wanted to take the game on. If we have a look at the Yarrawonga side of things, hard to go past Willie Wheeler, who's just picked up from where he left off last year. And if we have a look to the 40-wing stat sheet, he's now the highest disposal getter on the ground on our stat sheet. 11 disposals in that first quarter. If we have a look at the possession getters for Yarrawonga as well, 5 disposals each for Cam Wilson, Dan Howe and Michael Gibbons. If we have a look at the Wodonga Bulldogs side of things, as we touched on, Noah Bradshaw had 9 disposals, 6 to Adam Jorgensen and 5 to Jack O'Sullivan. Team stats are very similar if we have a look at them. Inside 50s, 10 for Yarrawonga, 8 for the Wodonga Bulldogs. So both teams been able to get it inside forward 50 enough in that first quarter, just weren't able to hit the scoreboard, and both been able to get a couple of marks. Yarrawonga had the 3 marks inside forward 50, the Dogs only the 2. Yarrawonga last year were the highest marking team inside forward 50 in the competition, taking 19 per game. So it's a real strength of theirs, but without Dylan Conway down there, Lee Williams is getting caught with an extra Bulldogs defender at all times. So something that they have to address, the Pigeons, at quarter time for the rest of the game.
Robbie McKinlay will go around the grounds for Mr. Stowe's Pool World soon, but also some Ray White rural netball updates.
Yeah, Yarrawonga 46 have defeated the Bulldogs 35. No surprise there. Hey, here might be a little bit of an upset. North Albury 52 have defeated Myrtleford 48 in the netball today.
There you go.
Yeah, it's a great result for the Hoppers there.
Big raps on Myrtleford coming into the season. Scott Montgomery, you're at both huddles. What do the coaches have to say?
Yeah, no, as you said, just the way they'll be able to move the ball, Freaky, for Yarrawonga, they weren't exactly happy with it until the second half of that quarter. They felt that they were able to transition side to side, but probably going a little bit too far. They're nearly going boundary to boundary, whereas they needed to find a lane and stick to it and then get moving as soon as they changed that lane. Whereas for Wodonga, they were really happy with the pressure they brought, which we spoke about. Around the footy, they were able to stop any momentum that Yarrawonga was able to get early on. but then later on in the quarter, they let them build up a little bit, Yarrawonga. So they just had to stick at it for full quarters, but Jared Twitt was very happy with the efforts.
What about that breeze, Monty? Because we can hear it just a tiny little bit on our effects mic, and certainly getting a nice little breeze into the commentary window here.
Yeah, so to start the game, there was no breeze whatsoever out there, but I just threw the grass up then, a bit of Matty Lloyd style, and it's coming across the ground, more so from nearly the scoreboard across to where you guys are. So it's not favouring either end, but there is a bit of a breeze starting to pick up, so it might cool down for the boys out there.
And just update on that other game played today at the McNamara Reserve. Myrtleford kicked the first 4 goals. North Albury have got 2 back. Quarter-time score, Myrtleford 4-2-26, North Albury 2-4-16. And we're about to start here. Second quarter action, Jaco Albury-Wodonga. Here's Panda.
So on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard, we've only had the 1 goal. Let's hope we get a little bit more open play as Wodonga take a 5-point lead into the second term. Jamming on the boot was Willie Wheeler once again, bounced off the chest of Fothergill. Howe applies a really strong defensive tackle, and he's been caught holding the ball, Soroczynski. I'm not sure about the prior opportunity on that occasion. He wasn't too happy about it, Soroczynski. Lockie Howe is. He's too far out to score. Call it 70 out. Kicks it to the hot spot. Williams came really late. Rushing through was Wilson. He's always dangerous. The Dogs just clear it through Deneen. Miller had to sit under a couple of Yarrawonga Pigeons players. Gibbons was always going to balk inside. Beautiful kick on the left to Cam Wilson, who shows a bit of candy around Mathy, who in the end got a nice little smother and touch on that football, I think. Great desperation.
Boys, Michael Gibbons has just come off and he's not happy, shaking his head, and yeah, I don't know what he's done, but I'll chase that one up.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll leave that one with you, Monty. I couldn't see down the bottom right here in the commentary box as Tommy Johnson kicks down the wing over the head there of Whooper Irvine. They look like they might have the run on here. St John just fumbled at the crucial moment. Coming in here was Cassidy. Howe got a fingertip to it, and it looks like the Pigeons have worked it out, Big Mac.
Yeah, they have. Lockie Howe or Gaverett. He'll kick it down the line. Kyle Tyson's got it. Yeah, Monty, I was watching Gibbo too, mate, and he just put his hand on his head. It was that look of, oh, no, not again. So let's see what happens. That ball held up into the breeze a bit. Gee, it's still a good grab. Taking it half forward for the Pigeons. They play it on immediately. Kerr has got no one at home, though. Clean bowl was Mitch Deneen. Now it comes out the back, and it's Morrison who's tied to the boundary. That's out in the full, I reckon. And that's exactly where it has ended up. So Benny Coggill taking a good grab there and getting the ball inside forward 50, but chance here for the Pigeons, Panda?
Certainly is, as Robinson will bring this footy back in and we'll monitor what's going on with Michael Gibbons. Beautiful kick to Cokill. He was all alone inside forward 50. I'm not sure how that can happen when you have that much time to set up Scott Montgomery, but Cokill will line up for his first goal as a Pigeon, 30 out directly in front.
Yeah, it was a little bit way too long, wasn't it, to be able to have a guy to stand there in a forward pocket for that long. A little bit of poor checking. I think Jack O'Sullivan was floating around there. He's not the guy that should be manning up. They just got to be a little bit more switched on with Wodonga because they can't give away easy shots at goal like they are about to here.
So he put the footy inside 50 a moment ago, Cokill. He's pushed forward. Let's see what he's like as a set shot. The boy from Rennie. He likes it. Look at him get around him. That's what you love to see. Ben Cokill on debut. First goal as a Yarrawonga Pigeon, and they register their first goal, the reigning premiers, in 2024. They go to 1-2-8. They lead Wodonga 1-1-7. That is on our CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard. Brad Freak.
Yeah, they've had all the Pigeons. They've had 4 inside 50s and taken a couple of marks when they've gone inside that forward 50. Willie Wheeler, who we touched on in the first quarter, had 11 disposals. He's already had 2 touches in this second quarter himself, and singles to Dan Howe, Cam Wilson and Michael Gibbons as well.
Gibbo's just gone in for a shower, it looks like, boys, so not great.
They've only got 3 inside the square at the moment, Yarrawonga, so they've now Cam Wilson comes in. Dan Howe did the rucking and the roving, got it on to Harry Wheeler, kicks it again to Cokill, who marks, told to play on, high up and under. Plenty of players under this. Look at this pack form. Who's at the face? Mathy was there for Wodonga, couldn't get it out. Casey was tackled. And umpire Jason Rain's going to ball up 45 out from the Pigeons' goal. They lead 8-7, 40 winks. Brad, what do you got for us?
Oh, Matt Wilson's a bit sore there. I reckon he got the boot, studs up of Lee Williams straight in the middle of his back.
That'll hurt, Brad. I described the cramping situation yesterday. Cora was the same as a yabby getting hold of you in a dam behind the back of the leg, Panda.
You don't like that.
No, it's very uncomfortable.
Great description, Robbie, analogy.
St John tapped it cleverly, and then it ended up with Soroczynski. And Basil, Frontfelder marks. He pushed him apparently.
I thought it was there. His one hand just went up into the back of Spiteri there from Basil.
He grew up in the dairy farm, I reckon. Spitter, geez, you can milk him.
He can indeed. Beautiful kick down the line, and that's the jukes we come to expect from Tommy Johnson. Marks on centre wing, right in front of Scott Montgomery, boundary side for Elite Building and Construction. Of course, he did miss that elimination final last year, Jono, and that would have really hurt him. That big win against the Wangaratta Rovers. All the more motivation for another big year. Miller kicks it inside 50, bit of a shallow entry. Jet Cassidy does really well to try and get around Wilson. And he's been pinged holding the ball because he got around him once. And Wilson held on to the tackle. Pretty hot on it today, the umpires. Well, they're going to be consistent. So Cam Wilson has it in the defensive pocket. The Pigeons by 1, 8-7. CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard second term. Wilson kicks down the line. Massive pack. Good luck marking that. Coke will come through. Got a bit of presence, the young fella. O'Sullivan ran into a genuine meat sandwich in Howe there. And there's his brother Lockie onto Slim Shady Moore. He wasn't able to get boot to ball. Jorgensen did well. Didn't really dispose of it. Morey did even better. Through to Harry Wheeler, who jams it on the boot forward for the Pigeons.
It does. Inside forward 50. One-on-one contest. Masters tackles Deneen. This will be interesting. Jason Rain says, give it to me, fellas. I'm going to ball it up. And that's what it'll be. Good position here for the Pigeons. They've kicked their first goal of this quarter, which was the first of the game for them. They lead at 8-7. Sluggish type of game. 6 minutes gone, second term. Ball pinballing around. Wortman been good. Now this time off the left foot. Oh, here's a chance. This opens up a real chance here for the Pigeons. I reckon he's got the range.
It's Willie Wheeler, boys. Just took that good grab. Just sat off the back. What they've been doing, been letting their forwards go to the contest inside 50, and their mids have just been hanging out around the 50 arc. So that's why he'll set up there, Willie, and we know how good of a kick he normally is. So we'll back him in from here, I reckon.
You'll kick it from just inside the forward 50 arc. That's what it does. He's got the journey. Is it accurate? Oh, you betcha. That is a beautiful finish from Willie Wheeler. And it's a Sunjang goal of the day contender. The Pigeons get their second. They stretch the lead out to 7 points. And we've gone almost 7 minutes. And that is on the NZ clock. Brad Freak for 40 winks.
Yeah, well, that's the man the Dogs really desperately need to stop in this game. He's already up to 14 disposals with kicking that goal as well, and we haven't even played 7 minutes into the second quarter. So Willie Wheeler's got his DNA everywhere over this game. The Dogs really need to nullify his influence to really stop that midfield of the Pigeons.
So a good finish there from Willie Wheeler, who just came alive, didn't he, in the second half of that O&M Grand Final last year. He was super important. As they go forward again, a little grubber kick from Wilson landed in the arms of Fothergill, who just became elite last year. Over 40 goals as a small forward. Into the pocket, caught behind was Casey. Jorgensen, he's in trouble there. Ended up getting a hand pass out to Andrews. Left foot leg down the line. One-on-one contest there between Johnson and Cole Tyson. O'Sullivan lends a hand. Fakes one way and comes in board with a really nice hand pass to Winter Irving. They call him Chook. Good delivery inside forward 50. Lands on the chest of Oscar Wilding. First look we've seen from Oscar all day. It's a tight angle 45 out, right up against the boundary mark.
Just shows quick ball movement between the arcs, can really get a defence out of line, and that showed there with the way Wodonga were able to win the footy on the through the middle of the ground and then get it inside 50 nice and quick. Gave space for Oscar Wilding to lead into.
So he kicked 40 goals from his 18 games last year, and he finished fourth in the Doug string, so that's a really good return. Not on this occasion, minus score. Wodonga 1-2-8, Yarrawonga 2-2-14. Was to the skinny side. We have played 8 minutes. That's on our CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard on the NZ Albury time clock, Robbie.
Yeah, and around the grounds for Mr. So's Pool World, and Myrtleford lead 32-16. That's over North Albury. Early days, second term. Good grab taken by Dan Howe. Chipped short, finds Cam Wilson. Gets it on to Frontfelder. Short kick now to Fothergill. Starting to come into the game. No one on his mark, but he doesn't want to play on. They almost just concede ground there, the doggies.
Good kick.
Kick's a good one. Oh, Matt Case, that should be 50, that, because he's come in late.
Wortman.
He's got away with it. Matt Casey's got a good leg on him. He'll wind it up. Goes long. Williams gets his first look at it. Can't get it over the back. God, doggies. Numbers everywhere. Van Morrison mops up. Chips it wide to Wilson. Well done. Logan Morey just got a nice little hand on it and tapped it out. It'll be a boundary forward on the 50-metre arc for Yarrawonga. They lead 14-8. Brad Freak, 40 winks.
Yeah, just no respite for the Dogs defenders. Yarrawonga's already had the 8 inside 50s inside the first 10 minutes of this second quarter.
Repeating Scott Montgomery as well with Michael Gibbons.
Yeah, I think it's a soft tissue. I can with the way he reacted, but he's gone in for a shower.
Alrighty, big breaking news here at the Lonsdale Reserve as Fothergill found a hand pass when there wasn't much space. Wheeler on the paint of 50, left foot to the goal square. Williams has another couple of big Wodonga Bulldogs boys to beat. And in the end, Matt Wilson just runs it over the boundary line and we'll have it thrown back in right next to the point post. 14 plays 8, Yarrawonga lead. Wodonga kicked the first goal. There was only one goal in the opening term. And the Pigeons through Cokill and Wheeler have answered back with 2 in this second term. They lead by 6. Out the back of the stoppage, Fothergill snapping on goal. He's always dangerous. Masters punches it through for a minor score. So the Pigeons go to 2-3-15. Wodonga 1-2-8. Our boys Archie and Bo in the box here. Very hot on that scoreboard, which is what we love to see, Robbie, for Macrae Motors.
They are indeed. And Fothergill's come into the game a lot this second term after a bit of a quiet start. Brad Andrews kicks. Brad Freak speaks.
Yeah, he's had 4 disposals in this second quarter. He only had the 3 in the first quarter, Nick Fothergill.
Yep. Good contest, Chet. Cassidy's got to beat a couple of Pigeons out there on the far side of the ground. He can't in the end. He got beaten by the numbers. Clever work by Einspawn. Got it to Dan Howe, who slips at the crucial moment. And the umpires pinged him. And he just had a tumultuous sort of relationship with the umpires today. Be one way to describe it, Panda.
Welcome back, as you said, to the Ovens and Murray.
Welcome back to Bush. It's a great leveller. Here's my boy, Jet Cassidy. I think he's out of range. he's about 90.
Ask Noah Spiteri.
Yeah, he'll have a crack. Cassidy looks at Johnson. Johnson's going to mark that. Gee, that was poor defence by the Pigeons. Johnson stood alone, not a glove laid on him. And he'll go back and have a shot, 45 out. Tight angle, but he's a chance, Monty.
Absolutely. He's one of the better kicks going around, Tom Johnson. But just the kick, it just sort of carried a little bit more than what everyone thought there from young Cassidy from the wing. It just sort of kept going over, and Tommy Johnson knew exactly where it was going from word go and just stood there all by himself and takes the uncontested mark.
Well, that's Monty for elite building and construction, and it will take an elite kick here from Tommy Johnson to get the margin back to 1 point for the Doggies. Comes in, kick on the way, distance is good, and the umpire was quick to pat his chest for a point. He misses it to the near side. 1-3-9. Wodonga, Yarrawonga 2-3-15. We've gone 11 and a half minutes. And this quarter's for Jayco Albury Wodonga. There's a few Jayco caravans getting around at Mulwala, mate.
Brad Freak would love one.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. On the 40-wing stat sheet, Josh Matthew only the 2 disposals in this game so far for the Dogs. He's somebody they really need to inject in this game. And considering the scoreboard's close, if they can get some of his influence on it, it'd get them right back into this one.
So the Dogs do well here to apply pressure on Yarrawonga as they try and exit. They win it back through Riley Gill here. He goes to Redcliffe in the pocket and it's out of bounds on the full.
Freaky, is anyone running with Josh Mathy, or it's just the way it's panned out?
I've noticed Willie Wheeler going close to him a couple of times around stoppages, but not someone really a tag.
No, there's no tag going there. He's sort of trying to run with Harry Wheeler at the moment just to try and get his self into the game, I think. But, yeah, Willie's sort of just doing his own thing at stoppage.
Have a look at Mont down there, boys.
He loves it.
Quite laid back in when the sun's shining like this.
Talking to the fans over the fence, a couple of kids.
Yeah, Cofield's again, Mont.
I wish I was, to be honest.
He's just in a beautifully relaxed frame of mind.
A scrappy kick from Cam Wilson goes out of bounds on the full. And the Dogs will go back in again. Liam Andrews with a bullet into the pocket. Is that a mark? No, it wasn't in the end. Juggled. Cole Tyson tries to get around a couple of tacklers. Kicking this off the ground was Fothergill. They end up getting outside defensive 50. Wilson just hand passes it forward, and it's going to come off good here because Fothergill's breaking away. Has to come inboard here with a hand pass. They link up and kick it to the half forward.
Yeah, Robinson got on to Harry Wheeler, and Harry Wheeler got it to half forward and head down. Butt up, as they say in the classics. Big pack forms and not getting out of there. It's going to be a ball up midfield. Brad Freak, 40 winks.
Yeah, Cam Wilson up to 6 disposals for the Pigeons in his second quarter, and as we touched on before, Nick Fothergill has had 5 disposals as well.
Yeah, it's just sharing the workload a little bit more here. St. John did well on the ruck. Quick hands. It's going to be a free kick. It might go to the
throw, Mont?
Off the he's ball. Hold on the man.
Off the ball to Jack O'Sullivan. There's only one playing today. And he chips it. He's got too much pepper on that.
Oh, terrible.
Good old Shim Slady, Billy Idol, Logan Morey. You call him whatever you like. Gets it along now. And the handball goes wide to Ryan Bruce, who hasn't seen a lot of the footy today. Kicks it inside forward 50. Lee Williams, front position. Over the back. Here's trouble. Masters got it on the Fothergill. Shut the gate all over Red Rover. Pigeons get their third. 3-3-21. They lead Wodonga 1-3-9. It's a 12-point lead. And Monty, they are methodically just taking control of this game.
They are. They do what Yarrawonga do. They're doing that at the moment, aren't they? They're just moving the ball quickly in between the arcs, get it inside when it's a one-on-one. Williams is giving him that contest. That one just over the back, and that man, Nick Fothergill, he just knows where to be at the right time. Hits the scoreboard for the first time this year.
They're probably getting a little bit of scoreboard ascendancy that they deserve in this second quarter now. The Pigeons on the 40-wing stat sheets. They've had 9 inside 50s to 4 to start this second term. So they've had all the forward play in this quarter.
A team contender Sunjan goal today, Peter?
Yes, I like it, Robbie McKinlay. Wonderful work for McRae Motors, and here the Pigeons go again. Dribbles to half forward, Nyholm in the bright orange specky boots. Fothergill running onto this ball. He was met hard in a tackle by Deneen. He hand passed it out here to Sorochinsky. Good to see him back. I think a lot of us forget he missed the whole second half, probably last 8 games with a very nasty hamstring injury last year.
Yep.
Gill marks, tighten his defensive pocket. Started well, the youngster. He goes out wide to Mathy, getting himself into the game. Kick held a long way up in the air. Redcliffe, he's been pretty unsighted, but he wins the free kick for a high there. On centre wing does Ethan Redcliffe. Back for the Wodonga Bulldogs, and Robbie McKinlay, back wearing a long sleeve as well.
And look, he hasn't impacted the game yet, but he's that sort of player, can do it in a couple of minute bursts. He might kick a couple of goals, and it's a low scoring game, and a player like him can still have an impact. Here he is, the milkman.
I think you just milked that one too, right?
Noah Spiteri has got another chance out of here. And Monty, the way that breeze is going, if there is any, he's probably got a behind him a bit here.
Yeah, a little bit behind him, and he's probably just got to aim at that right goalpost, I reckon, and he'll just take it through to the middle. So it's just sort of coming across the ground, sort of favouring that end a little bit, but yes, across the ground on a bit of an angle.
Noah Spiteri kicked the first goal of the game, loads up, winds up, kicks okay, just misses to the right-hand side, minor score. So they're just frittering away their chances here, and it's a g'day to Andrew Moyer. 1-4-10 Wodonga, 3-3-21 Yarrawonga.
He'll be here. I did spot him.
He was here earlier.
Yeah, I spotted him. Our man Frit. So that's on the
Good
CMV.
man.
Yes, he is. CMV truck and bus scoreboard.
From Barmedman. Fritter?
Right.
Do you know where that is?
It's sort of around near Wagga, isn't it?
Tamora.
Tamora, there you go. I was close enough. Matty Wilson goes by hand as the Dogs win it back. Spiteri inside forward 50 once again. In the hole, Wheeler not able to mark, and there's a free kick here, Monty, and it's going to go the way
Of Kyle Winter-Irving.
of Kyle Winter-Irving directly in front.
Yeah, big Ned. Just got a little bit worried with the ball coming back in quickly and just wrapped the arms around early, and the umpire saw it and paid the free kick straight away, so he'll go back and probably put this one straight through for his first goal for Wodonga.
So Kyle Winter-Irving, first year in the Ovens and Murray from Seymour last year in Myrtleford colours, and he's kicked his first goal as a Dog. They got their first in the second term. So well done to Kyle Winter-Irving. They've been pressing a little bit in the last couple of minutes, Wodonga, getting the game back on their terms. And he puts it through. So Wodonga 2-4-16, Yarrawonga 3-3-21 on the CMV truck and bus scoreboard.
They've just been able to get a few repeat inside 50s. They're up to 6 now in this quarter, the Wodonga Bulldogs on the 40-wing stat sheet. Just that repeat entry, and as you touched on there, Panda, getting it in quickly as well. Doesn't give the Yarrawonga defenders time to set, and then that's when you get little mistakes like that, and opportunities there for Kyle Winter-Irving to put that one through for the Dogs.
Around the grounds for Mr. Stowe's Poolworld. Good game up at the McNamara Reserve. Myrtleford lead 40-28. Mathy, hard work. Helped out there, got it on to Bradshaw. Little Tommy Miller, jinked a handball to Matty Wilson, had one bounce. This will go deep, inside forward 50. Johnson leads, can't take the footy, so it's Winter-Irving. Comes clear, chance for Miller, followed up his good work earlier. Good defensive work by the Pigeons there. Gee, the Doggies forward pressure's good. Ball keeps spilling around, bubbling around. Snapshot, low to the ground. Ball still alive. Doggies still a chance here. Swing and a miss there, might have been Miller. Play on to call. And it's eventually run through for a rush behind. Gee whiz, how about the pressure involved there, Panda?
Yeah, Cassidy looks like he was just hurt a little bit from that Wheeler tackle as Pendergast brings it in. 21 plays 17, CMV truck and bus scoreboard. Pigeons up by 4, and we've played 18 minutes on the NZ Albury time clock in this second term for Jayco Albury Wodonga. And a boundary throw in, 60 out from the Wodonga Bulldogs goal, who have stepped up their pressure, I reckon, Freaky, in the last 5 or 6 minutes.
Yeah, they certainly have, and Tom Miller is up to 4 disposals now in the second quarter on the 40-wing stat sheet.
Yeah, he looks a player. Mathy trying to win a free kick for in the back there as Johnson comes in over the top. Big pack just outside 50.
he's one they really need to inject in the game. It's Josh Matthew. He's only 3 disposals on the 40-wing stat sheet in this game.
Of course, Collingwood VFL this year. Wonderful story. He was driving down after work and getting back at midnight for work the next day. Dedication. You can get your places. As Fothergill marks on centre wing in front of his man, Sorochinski, who looks like he's got the job on him today.
Liked his second term, Panda.
Yeah, he's injected himself into the game. Robbie McKinlay for McRae Motors, and he's going to hug it down the line.
He does, and it's going to be okay.
That wind's picking up Robbie's.
Yeah, it's sort of, as Monty said, sort of cross the ground. Ball comes in, deep entry here. Tied to the boundary, though. The Doggies won't mind that. They can really defend it from there. A good work there by Andrews. They're going to be a bit of a chance here, though. High kick up into the half-forward line. Bumped off the ball was Lee Williams. Spiteri's gone down the ground. He's the fend off half-back. Left foot kick is okay. Finds Jorgensen. Dan Howe wrapped him up. He might have just got rid of it in the nick of time. Tied to the boundary. Good work there by Harry Wheeler. Is a good pass. Fothergill spots something. Dribble kick. Hit the post. Goodness me, a lot happened in a short amount of time there. Yarrawonga 22, lead Wodonga 17. 20 minutes gone, second quarter action for Jaco Albury Wodonga.
Josh Mathy, another 40 winks disposal, so he's up to 4 now. Tries to find Matt Wilson. Cogill got in front of him, and here's some good movement right through the high, did a little from Jack O'Sullivan. Kicks it inside 50, Pendergast grab front position. Winter Irving out the back, dribbling, and missing. Just fell on his arms there, Winter Irving. He had all the goals in front of him, and it's dribbled through for a minor score. Coast-to-coast play from Wodonga. They look dangerous then, Scott Montgomery. 22 plays, 18, Pigeons lead.
Yeah, that was their best football of the day, I reckon, just going end-to-end like that, and we just showed us what they can do if they can really switch on here and get some open space.
Cam Wilson would have marked, and Ethan Redcliffe made him earn it. He got
Which is what you should do, Robbie.
That's okay. It was legal and well umpired. Ned Pendergast at half-back. He'll chip short. Oh, Cam Wilson, he looked for a whirl. He had a each-way bet. Harry Wilson has taken a half volley. Not sure
they
might have reviewed that.
Definitely might have been a bit of a half volley.
Our man Archie said he nods his head, and he's as Yarrawonga as they come. Up, blocked out was Ollie Greenhill. He won't get a free kick. They're going to pay the mark.
That was tough.
It's a big Matt Casey. He came over the top like a pigeon. Kicks it inside forward 50. Urquhart lurks at the back. Williams! Lee Williams, he's got one running for him. If you can find Ryan Bruce has come a long way down the ground. Let it go, says Ryan, and Ryan Bruce marks. Gut running from Bruce. Clever delivery from Williams. Superbly executed. He's just got to finish it now. It's a Mawson's Concrete Player of the Day contender, Panda. And you know that.
With the work rate there from Ryan Bruce, he's playing in the back pocket, boys, so he's run 150 metres to get into that play. And Nick Fothergill did the same thing. Made it look like it was his contest to get Tommy Johnson off the ground, and Ryan Bruce out the back takes the easy mark.
Yeah, good summary, Mont. In he comes now. Ryan Bruce, he doesn't kick a lot of goals. He does on this occasion. He enjoyed it with just a fist pump. And the Pigeons just extend that lead now. They get their 4th goal. They are 4-4-28. Wodonga are 2 goals, 6-18, and we've gone 22 minutes second quarter action. Brad Freak, which is for Jaco Albury Wodonga. You got something on the 40 winks that's going to make us go, "Gee, fair dinkum, Freaky."
Well, Nick Fothergill's up to 9 disposals in the second quarter.
You're kidding me?
Yeah, I'm not, mate. I'm not, and he's up. And the Yarrawonga have had their 13 inside 50s as well, 6 marks inside forward 50. They've just had a little bit more composure going forward in this second term.
It's the sort of stuff you get from the Big Mac, from McRae Motors.
You don't know what you get.
You do not at all. As they go inside forward 50 again. Through Harry Wheeler, just missed Matt Casey on the searching lead, and Driscoll's very happy to see that one over the boundary line for a throw-in. Casey wants a free kick for out of bounds on the full umpire, not buying it. We'll go around the ground soon in the other game for Mr. Stowe's Pool World. Pardon me, as North Albury take on the Myrtleford Alpine Saints at the McNamara Reserve. And we'll get a Ray White Rural Netball update as well. Cogill doing the ruck. O'Sullivan came through and he was met straight away by a couple of Yarrawonga Pigeons. That breeze, Monty, a bit of an update, please.
Yeah,
it's getting stronger.
It's picked up a lot, boys. It's still probably just favouring Wodonga's end, but more so across the ground than it is up and down the ground.
So ball up. St John doing the ruck work against Cogill. Inside 50 for the Pigeons. They lead 28-18. Cogill with a left foot snap. It's a high up and under. It hasn't gone 15. It's been allowed to bounce just outside Yarrawonga's goal. Clearing kick from the Dogs. Beats a couple. It bounces off the chest to Fronfelder. In fact, it was the skull. And Wilson switches the footy. It's a 1-on-1 between Jorgensen and Morey on the Other side of the ground, Morey did really well. Goes on the right, missed his target there, Nyholm. Wortman just sort of tried to leave it there for Jorgensen, who goes in and helps out his Dogs player. Bradshaw's been quiet this quarter. He goes out wide to Miller, and they work it out through O'Sullivan.
And they find Redcliffe, centre wing. Around the grounds, Myrtleford. This is for Mr. Stowe's Pool World. Myrtleford 42, lead North Albury 28. There's Ethan Redcliffe off the left foot. That's a thumping kick. 30 out from gold. Free kick here. It's going to go the way of the Pigeons. What did you spot? Lockie Howe was interfered with, was
it's
he?
Ned Pendergast's kick, I reckon, off the ball. Probably should have paid the mark in the end, but yeah, it'll be big Ned's kick in the back pocket. Just got taken a little bit high. I think it might have been Jet Cassidy.
Well, it's slowed things down for the Doggies. They won't be too disappointed with that outcome in the end. And, well, at the moment, Monty, the way Wodonga are defending this game, it's going to give them a chance, but they need someone like a Redcliffe to step up. Gee, that's a dangerous kick. Lockie Howe does mark it. Take it away, Panda, as Wilson gathers in centre wing, or does he?
No, he doesn't. The kick came from Dan House, so the first time the brothers had seen each other. As Materi goes to O'Sullivan. Good little fake there from Wortman, who jams it on the boot, but there's no one forward. Just breaking down a little bit inside 50 for the Dogs.
Golden North Albury at the McNamara. They trail by 8.
So Lockie Howe goes short to Whooper Irvine, just outside defensive 50 in the long sleeves today. Interesting choices, a few. 32 degrees. Just not sure what the method is behind that, Robbie, but that's okay. Everyone's a little bit different. It'd be a boring place if we're all the same. As the Pigeons go down the line, St John just over around the footy.
You're a different cat.
I am indeed. As Andrews goes short, down to Matey. Look at this big one-on-one contest, and Matey lays the shoulder into him. That is as tough as it gets. And a Mawson's concrete play today from Matey. It didn't end up all right in the end because Redcliffe was all alone in the pocket.
He had space.
And the entry inside forward 50 missed him. Scott Montgomery boundary side for Elite Building and Construction.
It was a fair oofing, I reckon. Ryan Bruce hurt a shoulder of it too, boys. A bit of a stinger. It got him good, but yeah, Josh Matey prepared for the contact and took it head on.
Dan Howe kicks the brother Lockie, who, despite having a saddle chucked on him by Tommy Johnson, and it's like the Myrtleford Rodeo, and he's still going there. I think he'll get off. If you can stay on for 8 seconds, you win votes. Anyway, free kick's going to go to Lockie Howe. Those Howe boys are starting to combine with each other. It's like a bit of backyard stuff here. Big Lock, been good today, been as good as anyone on the ground. Pumps it high, centre wing. Coghill goes high, takes a good grab. A potential Mawson's concrete play, mark of the day, whatever you like. He's on the clubroom side of the ground, Coghill. Kicks it, a bit of wrestling off the ball here. Matt Casey went down twice. And it's going to be Morrison who marks and kicks it to Wortman. Midfield slides a handball to Tommy Miller. All too late. They stepped up a little bit that quarter. Only had 1 goal kicked in the first. We had another 5 in that quarter. Yarrawonga, 4-4-28. Lead Wodonga 2-6-18 at half-time, Panda.
CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard sees Yarrawonga take a 10-point lead into half-time. Around the grounds to Mr. Stove Pool World. Myrtleford Alpine Saints 6-6-42, North Albury 6-4-40. So North Albury coming back in that one, a tight game there. Stay with us, 2AY, 3&E's, O&M Live and O&M Snap Printing TV. We've got a beauty here on Easter Sunday. Hope you're having a great Easter long weekend. Please travel safe and we'll catch you for our halftime show. Thanks to Macca's on the other side of this. On O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Shaping lives through nursing? Building communities through community services? Maybe caring for animals through veterinary science? With GoTAFE by your side, you can make it happen. From agriculture, hospitality, health and wellbeing, trades and education, to hair and beauty or creative, learn real skills for real jobs and careers right now. With GoTAFE, you've got this. Search GoTAFE today.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend, we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Half price until half time is on in the locker room. Watch Friday night AFL footy action live on our big screen and get half price selected beers until half time. On now in the locker room at the SS&A.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
.0% alcohol. This changes everything.
Rewrite the rules. Carlton 0.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Pain or injury can stop you from living life to the fullest. Albury Wodonga Private Hospital specialises in advanced orthopaedic services and offers a full range of care from diagnosis to surgery and rehabilitation. Get back to the life you love with our support.
Half price until half time is on in the locker room. Watch Friday night AFL footy action live on our big screen and get half price selected beers until half time. On now in the locker room at the SS&A.
And welcome back to the halftime show from the Lonsdale Reserve in Mulwala, where we are seeing a very tight, scrappy game of football at halftime. The scores are Yarrawonga 4-4-28, leading Wodonga 2-6-18. And Brad Freak, what do you make of that first half of footy?
Yeah, as you say, Mon, it was pretty scrappy. You can get that a little bit in the opening games, and especially with it being so hot as well. But I think it's been a pretty tight, contested game. Obviously, the Pigeons in that second quarter were much better than what they were in the first quarter to be able to kick the 3 goals that they did. But the Dogs as well, they've certainly had their opportunities in that second term, but the Pigeons going forward have probably looked a little bit more damaging. The Dogs have had their opportunities against a really good side, and this is probably something for them for their season. They need to take those opportunities when they are presented with them.
Yeah, absolutely. They've looked good in patches, haven't they, Wodonga?
Yep.
You know, there was one possession of play where they went from back half to forward half without Yarrawonga looking like getting close, and Winter Irving had the shot on goal. So they have looked damaging at times, but and the other way, Yarrawonga looked really good through the middle of the ground, haven't they? They probably just, Lee Williams just hasn't been able to explode. Probably got the best defender in the competition on him in Charlie Morrison, who's doing a great job in the first half. And the other 5 of the back 6 for Wodonga have been just helping out, haven't they? Chopping in, just trying to cut off the leads, but it has opened up the opportunities. And we've seen young Ben Coggill, he's looked really lively down there. He's had a couple of shots at goal, kicked the 1. Ryan Bruce snuck down. So they've been able to kick goals from elsewhere. It hasn't been their general forwards, but yeah, we know that what that can happen if Lee Williams came off the chain. We'll just go through those goal kickers. All in the second quarter for Yarrawonga was Nick Fothergill, Ryan Bruce, who, as we said, floated from the back pocket, Willie Wheeler and Ben Coggill, while for Wodonga, Kyle Winter-Irving in his first game for the Bulldogs has kicked one, and Noah Spiteri kicked the one. We'll have a quick look at the 40 Winks stat sheet, Freaky, and the team stats. What are they saying? Are they really reflective of what is happening in the game?
Yeah, well, they're pretty even if you look across the team stats. Inside 50, Yarrawonga had the abundance in that second quarter. They had 14 to 11, so 24 to 19. So as we say, like the Dogs have had their opportunities. Yarrawonga in that second term just able to take a little bit more of those opportunities, and also just lowering their eyes probably a little bit better, finding their bigger targets. The 6 marks inside forward 50 to the 2 in that second term there, and the RR, as we probably expected coming into this one as well, Monty, in the centre clearances as well, had 4 to 1 in that second quarter. Obviously, we know the connection that Howe has with particularly Willie Wheeler. It's probably the best combination in the competition, and if some of the prime ball winners as well for Yarrawonga, who had a quiet start, like Nick Fothergill, had the 9 disposals in that second term. He's up to 12. Willie Wheeler had a really hot first quarter. He's at 15 for the first half, and Cam Wilson came into the game. He's had 13 in the first half.
We're talking about that off air, weren't we? He went in the middle once Michael Gibbons has come off, and he's really exploded.
What a luxury that they do have, though. Like someone like a Cam Wilson, who was probably playing a little bit half forward in that first half, was able to come into the midfield when obviously it's bitterly disappointing as well, obviously, to lose Michael Gibbons, and we know the history he's had with injury, so hopefully it's nothing too serious for him, but obviously we'll find out in the due course. But if we have a look at the Dogs side of things, you probably saw Yarrawonga go to that next level where the Dogs, as a developing side, probably aren't quite there yet at the moment. You see that in the second quarter, Noel Bradshaw was outstanding in the first quarter. Young fella, really good start to the game. Only had the 2 disposals, 11 for the first half. Adam Jorgensen and the coach Jack O'Sullivan, 10 for the first half as well. So they're doing a lot right, the Dogs. Just probably going forward, as we say, I think it was the 2-goal-6 they kicked in that first.
2-6, yep.
So they've had the opportunity. So they've had the 8 shots at goal, but just haven't been able to capitalise on it just yet. And, if you're Jack O'Sullivan, Jarrod Twitt at half-time, you're just going to keep going with that, keep doing what we're doing because it is working. Just have to hit that going forward, the scoreboard a little bit more consistently through the big sticks.
Yeah, well, they both had the 6 scoring shots. Yarrawonga kicked 4 goals, 2 to the 1 goal, 5. So they both had the 6 scoring shots in that second quarter, but it's a massive difference in it, 4-2 to 1-5. And it's probably it is the difference on the scoreboard. Like, I feel that just the entries have probably been a lot better from Yarrawonga. They're getting to more dangerous spots. As we said, Lee Williams has not had any impact on this game so far, but he's creating a presence. He's breaking open the packs. He's making it spill over the back. That's how Fothergill kicked his goal. We know with the pressure they've been making around the footy, there was a rush kick out of the back line, which in turn turned to a Willie Wheeler goal when he took a mark 40 out. So it's just that Wodonga have probably got to get to better positions with their ball use going inside 50, and it'll give guys like Winter Irving and Oscar Wilding more chances and better looks, and hopefully can then convert.
Well, as we touched on again in the break, Mon, there was a passage of play late in that second quarter where Tommy Johnson had the ball probably about 70 metres out. He tried to hit Ethan Redcliffe, just come off the side of the bit. He had another option as well, and Noah Spiteri in a bit of space. It's just that delivery, just getting inside forward 50. And Tommy Johnson's one of their best ball users, so everybody has a bad kick every now and then. But they're type of things round one you can see happen. So as we touch on, there's plenty to like. Plenty in this game for both sides. There's certainly nowhere not out of it at all, the Doggies. You can see them transition the ball plenty of times, so it'll just be the same message. And if you're the Yarrawonga side of things, would it be probably same thing as well? Just keep going along with the same message that they've had throughout the game?
I'll tell you what, Panda thinks he's at number 1 in the call team, but you've just made him hand deliver you some steamed dimmies, and you're pretty happy about it. So I think we know what the pecking order really is around here in the O&M Live team. Let's look forward to the second half, Freaky. Obviously, it's not a massive deficit, only they're 10 points at half-time, but Wodonga, we probably feel like the game opened up a little bit more for Yarrawonga that quarter, and the second half of the first quarter as well. What do you say if you're Jarrod Twitt and Jack O'Sullivan in the rooms right now? How do they get back to winning this game and getting back within striking distance so that they can put some scoreboard pressure on the Yarrawonga Pigeons?
If I'm the Wodonga side of things, I'm really happy with what they've been able to produce in that first half. I probably wouldn't be going too far away from what they're already been able to do. If you're looking at it, as we said, first quarter they kept the Pigeons goalless. So if you can keep them goalless for half of a half, then you're going to be pretty happy with that, aren't you? So they've been really, really good. It'd be just more of the same. Just that conversion inside forward 50 is what they're going to be looking for.
half a half. Is that the same as a quarter?
Yeah, something like that.
No, I think you're spot on there. But then we look at the Stevie J. He'd be a lot happier with that second quarter, wouldn't he? If he'd be in there now saying, boys, that's what we can do. We've pumped on 4 goals in the quarter. Yep. That's all we've got to look at. You kick 4 goals a quarter, you're looking at 15, 16 goals a game. And that's probably what Yarrawonga want to be kicking. Obviously, they'd like Lee Williams to get their hands on the footy. But do you think Lee Masters potentially could go back now? We've seen it hasn't really worked for him. They're obviously going for the three tools with Matt Casey down there as well. Do they just go off the 2, go a little bit smaller and try and run Wodonga and Backman off their feet?
Yeah, it's an interesting one. Mitchie Deneen's got the role on Lee Masters, and he seems to be doing it quite well. Yeah, he's done very well down there. It's an interesting one because you can really stretch the Dogs. Even though they are really solid defence, there's probably not a lot of height in there. Like Charlie Morrison, he's probably the tallest of the bunch. Mitchie's pretty tall as well, but he's not, your big 6'5".
But even Charlie's not a massive key back, is he? Like, you watch him stand next to Lee Williams, and he does a great job doing it, but he's got 2 or 3 inches.
I think it's the presence as well with Lee Masters down there. When Masters and Williams fly for the ball, it brings a couple of others. So that's where you're going to get the likes of your Nick Fothergills and those that are down there are going to get the opportunities coming through. So it's going to create more space. I'd keep it because you're not behind in the game. It's not like you need to chase the game. You're not really defending it. They probably need to, if anything, keep attacking in the game to be able to get that lead a little bit more as they move on into this second half. And if we just have a look at that second quarter as well, McRae Motors, quarters best. For the Yarrawonga Pigeons, I thought Nick Coghill, who was one in that forward half that's unheralded, that Stevie J touched on in the pre-season podcast, who had a really good pre-season for him. I thought he was really good, showed some really good signs. And as we touched on as well, Nick Fothergill as well, had the 9 disposals and kicked a goal. And
hit the scoreboard 3 times, so he's had 3 pings at it. So he's really lifted, didn't he?
Well, he's coming off a 42-goal season last year, so you know that he can be damaging in and around that forward half. And on the Dog side of things, I really like Kyle Winter-Irving in that second quarter, moving around down there, and Tommy Johnson as well across half forward. And he sort of, again, we heard he was going to be forward in the pre-season, but he's times found himself down at fullback, so looks like he's still going to be playing that utility role and just going to have to probably deploy him where they need him the most.
He went in the ruck at times too when St John come off, so it's going to be interesting to see what they do with him. Driscoll obviously will be the second ruckman, so that might be times when Johnson has to go back. Well, that's a wrap for us from half-time show. As I said, the score at the moment is Yarrawonga 4-4-28, leading Wodonga 2-6-18, 10-point buffer at the half-time. After this break, we'll be back with all the second half action. You're listening to O&M Live, and on O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Shaping lives through nursing? Building communities through community services? Maybe caring for animals through veterinary science? With GoTAFE by your side, you can make it happen. From agriculture, hospitality, health and wellbeing, trades and education, to hair and beauty or creative, learn real skills for real jobs and careers right now. With GoTAFE, you've got this. Search GoTAFE today.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend, we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Half price until half time is on in the locker room. Watch Friday night AFL footy action live on our big screen and get half price selected beers until half time. On now in the locker room at the SS&A.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
.0% alcohol. This changes everything.
Rewrite the rules. Carlton Zero.
2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Pain or injury can stop you from living life to the fullest. Albury Wodonga Private Hospital specialises in advanced orthopaedic services and offers a full range of care from diagnosis to surgery and rehabilitation. Get back to the life you love with our support.
Half price until half time is on in the locker room. Watch Friday night AFL footy action live on our big screen and get half price selected beers until half time. On now in the locker room at the SS&A.
I'm here at the Lonsdale Reserve. The umpires have been out for a good 5 minutes. Wodonga are the first team out, I should say, on the ground for the third quarter. They've just run out now. They trail by 10 points, 28-18 here on Easter Sunday. Hope you're enjoying the 2AY 3&E O&M Live Snap Printing TV action. Blake Panda Escott with you. Robbie McKinlay. We have Brad Sprinkles Freak and, of course, Scotty Montgomery.
How'd you enjoy halftime, Panda?
Good. I've nailed 1.5 sausage rolls. They've run out of salad rolls because there's a really, really big crowd here, which is great to see. But, yeah, if there's a little bit of murmuring throughout the third quarter, it's me hooking into the rest of my sausage roll, Big Mac. As the Yarrawonga Pigeons run out.
Well, we don't want you to be too sick in the guts because you could have a very tense finish to the other game being played today at the McNamara Reserve. Myrtleford lead 44-41, and that's at half time, I believe, Panda. So that
good
could
game
get
there.
tight. It's tight. I know you love your Hoppers, you love your Saints, but yeah, just keep an eye on that one.
I will do. Let's go for a netball update. Thank you, Brad Freak, for a Ray White Rural.
Yeah, and the A-grade netball games that have been played today, North Albury defeating Myrtleford 52-48, and the game down here at the Lonsdale Recreational Reserve, Yarrawonga too good for the Wodonga Bulldogs, 46-35.
Alrighty, Monty, that win that sort of plagued us in the back half of that second term. I'm not sure if Monty's actually out there. He might be.
His chair's still there.
Well, he might be.
Oh, there he is. He's out the back. He is signing autographs out the back. Look at this, all those kids around him.
Yep. I thought the prime train had left.
Oh, have a look at this. They're all around him. Have a look at that. Monty, get back to the chair, mate. We need you very shortly. But, geez, there's a crowd around him, isn't there?
Well, listening to another rival radio station a fair bit in terms of their boundary riders. One seems to go missing. He's done a Tom Brown, has Scotty Montgomery.
Look at him.
He's got a bucket of chips.
He's getting the table out.
He's got a bucket of chips, a sausage roll, and this is a man who has already eaten a hot dog and a bucket of chips in pre-game.
Have a look at him, man. He hasn't heard a word. He's just about to put the headsets on.
We'll have to repeat this.
Yep.
Scotty Montgomery, boundary side.
See, that young
for
kid
elite
there,
building and construction.
He did not sign that kid's autograph. And look at the little fellow there in the Hawthorn jumper behind. Hey, come on, sign the kid's autograph. Have a look at him. He's dying to get in there.
He's
got a bit of trouble.
There you go.
Got absolutely swamped then, boys. I could not get back to my seat, and I signed 1,000, Robbie, and my pen's ran out of ink. Little kid in the Hawthorn jumper, sorry, mate.
You've gone back for a sausage roll, a bucket of chips,
well, you walked in
a hot dog and a bucket of chips.
You walked in with 4 sausage rolls, and I thought, geez, they look good, so I thought I better go get one, so I have.
Alrighty, both teams doing some warm-ups out on the ground. It's been a low-scoring encounter. Only the 7 goals kicked so far in the game. 5 to the Pigeons. 6 goals kicked. 4 to Yarrawonga and 2 to the Wodonga Bulldogs. 28 plays, 18. What needs to happen for this game to open up, Brad Freak?
I think just maybe fatigue being first game. You know, the teams are obviously going to have their defences so well set. As Monty and I touched on at half time, the defence of the Dogs and the Pigeons are so strong. They'll be able to set up across the ground really well. The only way that they'll be able to get through it is probably have a little bit of fatigue, and we've seen in that second term the Dogs at different stages, and definitely Yarrawonga, able to break through and use their speed and go coast to coast.
Monty, I'm going to put you on the spot here. I know you're probably going to try and eat a couple of chips, but you ran into Corowa product Jed Longmire at halftime. He had a very interesting story.
Yeah, he did. I spoke to him at quarter time, and he just said that he flew up as a travelling emergency on Thursday to Brisbane, and then on Friday they played, and they flew back to Melbourne Friday night, got in, and then he jumped in the car and headed straight up to Corowa. So he got home at about 10 to 1, you reckon, and then straight ready to play yesterday. So his preparation wasn't great, but he said, well, it's all for the club, and he'll keep doing that. But he knows he's pretty close to getting a game in the VFL if he's a travelling emergency, so he's pretty excited by it all.
That's pretty good dedication, if you ask me, for his home club, Jed Longmire.
Boys, bit of a couple of lads out the back of Lockhart, Colin Gully way. Bucky the truckie, remember old Bucky the truckie?
I don't, and continue.
Geese the beekeeper. They're out having a listen today. They're checking their hives. And they're listening to O&M Live, having a field day, just sinking a couple of quiet ones.
Isn't that fantastic? Wherever you're tuning in from on 2AY, 3&E or O&M Snap Printing TV, we hope you're enjoying this Easter Sunday action. In the third quarter for Albury Wodonga MG, Mimo and the crew is about to get underway. So here we go, toss of the ball, and Howe was just able to grab that out of the ruck and hand pass it to Cam Wilson with the first clearance.
Downfield.
And downfield, Scott Montgomery.
Yeah, Josh Mather just a little bit overzealous there. Cam Wilson had clearly got rid of the footy and just took him down. So I think Nick Fothergill might have taken the mark anyway if the whistle hadn't gone. So Nick Fothergill run up here, 40-odd metres out, slight angle, play of his skill.
Gale was captain last year.
We're able to repeat entry there too. Just put Josh Mason on the pump, turn over the footy, and Dan Howe went inside 50, and Harry Wheeler, good finish.
3 inside 50s on the 40-wing stat sheet, inside 3 minutes for 2 goals, so really efficient going forward in this third term, Pigeons.
Getting their hands on it, all their major ball winners, and there goes Harry Wheeler once again, inside forward 50. Driscoll over the top, spills the way of Tanner Nyholm. Hand passes it to Fothergill, who's always clever in these situations. Hooks it back. Williams is going to run onto this. Fothergill's kicked it! Extraordinary finish from Nick Fothergill. He snapped it over his shoulder and it's rolled through for a Sunjan goal of the day. What a finish. Oh, I love the Sharon. It bounces all over the shop, Bread Freak, but I tell you what, it bounced through for a goal there.
Yeah, it certainly did. 2 disposals on the 40-wing stat sheet in this third quarter for Nick Fothergill for 2 goals. That's his third for the game. He's up to 14 disposals now. He's had his fingerprints everywhere on this match.
It's in the middle, boys.
Unbelievable.
It's starting in the middle. That's what Wodonga have got to do. They've got to lock down at this centre clearance because it's too easy in there at the moment.
3 goals in 3 minutes, Big Mac.
1, 2, 3. Yep. Minute marker of the quarter. And that one, of course, it's for Paulie's Corner Cafe, your favourite haunt, or one of your many favourite haunts in Wangaratta. Josh Mayfield told to play on. Everyone stop. Mayfield runs the ball inside forward 50. Ned Pendergast set himself. Eyes for the footy. Took a good grab out to Willie Wheeler. Gee, they're starting to click into gear here. They're in the cool room at half time for all reports. Have a look at Harry Wheeler through the middle of the ground. Drives it long. Out the back. Fothergill can't get there. Doggies are going to get out of trouble here. Jorgensen spots up Ollie Greenhill all on his own half-back flank. Dan Howe closes down quickly on the mark. That was good footy. And Ollie Greenhill just has to concede a bit of ground and gives it up to Jet Cassidy. Centre wing, 46-18. Yarrawonga lead third quarter for Paulie's Corner Cafe.
Only 4 minutes played on the NZ Albury time clock, but Wodonga just need to grab a hold of the footy here. Just grab back a bit of momentum. Hold on to it. Lockie Howe stiff not to get paid the mark at half forward. Jorgensen brought down in a heavy tackle and he's been caught holding the ball. So a free kick here to Yarrawonga. It's a good tackle there from Harry Wheeler, who has really started this third quarter on fire. We're doing it for Albury Wodonga MG. Goes short to Howe, plays on straight away. Logan Morey in the middle of the ground. They got numbers everywhere. Einspawn onto Wheeler. They can go to Frontfelder out wide. Really good important smother there from Matt Wilson. Frontfelder was out. He gets it anyway. He runs to 45. He breaks the tackle, Basil, and he nails a point. He was looking for the celebration already, our man Basil. I was indeed as well, through for a minor score. 7-5-47, Wodonga 2-6-18. All of a sudden, Monty, the margin's out to 29 points.
Yeah, I don't know what Stevie J said at half time, but Jesus lit a fire into the Yarrawonga belly because those boys to the middle of the ground have really come out firing.
Morrison found Deneen. Deneen gives up ground. Dangerous. O'Sullivan bounce is going to be quick. Williams put great pressure on here. Now they've got an issue. Wortman was besieged. Here's Lee Masters. He'll run in. Open goal. Bang! They've got 4 to start the quarter in under 6 minutes. The Pigeons are electric. The defending premiers have just put on the clappers here. 4 goals in under 6 minutes. And I'd imagine Brad Freak, it's 53-18. That centre clearance would be showing such.
Yeah, every centre clearance in this third quarter has gone the way of the Yarrawonga Pigeons. They've had 6 inside 50s as well on the 40-wing stat sheet and kicked 4 goals. So just being able to really take full advantage of it. You kick straight and you're going to put it on the scoreboard. And that's why they're so good. They can just put a lot of distance between teams in such a short amount of time.
What a start from the Yarrawonga Pigeons. Scintillating football from the reigning premiers. They have come to play in this second half as Matt Wilson slips over trying to clear the footy out of the centre circle. Just trying to get something going here for the Dogs. Robinson working hard. In fact, it was Robinson at ground level and Wheeler's in a paddock of space. And look at the delivery. Look at the delivery. On the chest of Lee Williams. He's marked 48 metres out directly in front. Hasn't kicked a goal yet as the 2022 Doug Strang medalist. Lee Williams. Oh, wow. Out the back, all alone, Jordan Urquhart has marked for the Yarrawonga Pigeons, and he will go back for 5 goals in 7 minutes of football, Scott Montgomery.
Yeah, absolutely. What a hot start from Yarrawonga, but their work rate's gone up to another level too, boys. I just think Wodonga's not really going with them at the moment, which is disappointing.
He missed, has Jordan Urquhart, and the umpires are conferring here.
He likes it.
Whether it's out on the full or a point.
Geordie Urquhart reckons he's kicked the goal.
Yeah.
Well, so he snapped tight in the pocket, and it looks like it's going to be given a behind. So the umpires are still conferring here. Yep, and it's through for a minor score. So 1 behind, Jordan Urquhart snap no good, and Yarrawonga go to 8-6-54, Wodonga 2-6-18. That is on our Paulie's Corner Cafe scoreboard.
Miller, halfback, drives the ball, looking for Driscoll. Can't get it. Tyson did well. Tyson regathers. He might have a crack from there. He does, and he squares it, centres it up for Williams. Defensive work was good from Morrison. Gathered by Masters. Handball released to Fothergill. Looked across to Morey. Saw Harry Wheeler. He's in trouble. He's tackled. Ball spills free. Chance here for O'Sullivan. If you can get it out to Gill. Gill does well. Got it through to Wilson. Over the top now to Bradshaw. Will. He'll drive it into half forward. From behind. Good grab. Basil Frontfelder plays on immediately. And Mawson's concrete mark of the day. Einspawn on his own. They are cutting the shreds here, Panda.
They are indeed. Wonderful mark from Basil. Probably wanted a little bit more aerial for our man Baz. as Jordan Urquhart marks 70 from home. Kicks it into the pocket looking for Casey. It was over his head, and the Dogs just want to get a stoppage. Out of bounds, 30 around from Yarrawonga's goal. If you've just joined us, the margin was 10 points at half-time, and Yarrawonga have banged on 4 goals in 8 minutes of football on the NZ Albury time clock. Fothergill, Wheeler, Fothergill, Masters, and they're well in control. This one, Robbie, for Macrae Motors.
Yeah, indeed they are. Wilson tied to the boundary, cannot keep it in. Myrtleford still lead North Albury by 3 points at the McNamara Reserve. Things are just tightening up there a bit. Massive crowd in, apparently. Huge crowd. Big one here too. Mont, what's your estimate when you get a chance, mate? Just after this boundary throw-in clearance, Driscoll couldn't get his hands on it. They're under siege here, the Doggies. Pigeons. Here's Liam Andrews, just a short little release. Back to Miller. Miller kicks it. There's Pigeons everywhere. They're going to raffle it. Lockie Howe marks, comes across the ground, kicks to brother Dan. Gee, we've seen that a bit today. Goes short, bang, finds him. Great call, Mont. Robinson marks, 45 out directly in front. Give me a crowd estimate, please, Mont.
I'm going to say 3.5, I reckon, Robbie.
Righto.
3.5. But yeah, Will Robinson then, his work right there. He was off the back of the stoppage and just worked into a heap of space. No one went with him, and it was good that Howe found him because he was working very hard and yelling his lungs out. And Big Lock didn't see him, but Dan saw him.
Gee, Dan Howe, what an acquisition he's going to be here for the Pigeons this year. So Robinson, kick it from 48. Kick on the way, looks pretty good. Oh, Johnson's crashed into the goalpost.
Lee Williams has pushed him into it.
And yeah, Shepherd, whatever you like. Robinson's got the goal though. It was a good Shepherd. Look at that point post, a goal post, it's still pinging around. Pigeons get their 5th goal of the quarter. Robinson gets his 1st of the game. And they are just tearing the Dogs apart here. Brad Freak, give us some stats to vindicate the problems the Doggies have got.
Yeah, well, it's 10 inside 50s to 1 in this third quarter inside just 11 minutes. 3 marks inside forward 50. 5 goals from those 10 entries as well. They've just been totally dominant. 4 disposals for Willie Wheeler. 3 for Dan Howe. He's working his way into this game even more so. So Pigeons well and truly on top here.
Dogs haven't kicked a goal since the 17th minute of the second term. And for Albury-Wodonga MG, they need the next one really quick, or this one threatens to really break open. Wheeler thought he was getting held at half forward. O'Sullivan, the new co-coach, working hard onto Miller, and Gill links up through the middle of the ground. The kick, though, not great. Sat it on the head of Cassidy up against Pendergast. Couple of good youngsters. In fact, it was Tyson. Gill came through, grabbed without it. Fronfelder at half back. He's just got room to move. Look at him stream through the middle of the ground. He wants the 1-2 with Urquhart. Doesn't get it. Urquhart pumps it in long. Williams caught behind. Should have given away a free kick there to Morrison for a hold. Umpire says play on. And the Dogs through Matt Wilson stream out of defence. They come out wide to Wortman, and he's going to spot up Cassidy on the wing. He pushes Ironspawn in the back, and he gives away a free kick to Ryan Ironspawn on centre wing. The Pigeons by 42 on our Paulie's Corner Cafe scoreboard. 11 minutes played, NZ Albury time clock.
Oh, Fronfelder, he stayed down the ground. He's running off half back. Now he's going to have a crack. Long range from 70. Williams one out. Morrison took a good grab.
He's had ordinary delivery today, Lee.
He has. And that was to the wrong side of him too as well. But geez, up against, well, we reckon he's one of the best defenders in the competition. Morrison. Bit of a shaky kick to Dan Wortman. But Monty, what are you seeing down there, mate? You're close range here, are you? Seeing a clinic from the Pigeons.
Oh, they are just running on top of the ground, and Wodonga look like they're struggling a little bit. I think chasing Butt for this first 12 minutes this quarter is really going to take some petrol tickets out of him.
This man has leather poisoning at the moment. We're not taking his numbers, I think, but he's really stepped on the gas as Basil Fronfelder, and there just seems to be space for all Yarrawonga Pigeons players. Robinson kicked the last goal from 50. He wants to give it to Basil.
Here we go.
Who's going to line up. No, he's not. A beautiful kick inside forward 50. Everyone thought he was going to go for goal then, Monty, and he spotted up Matt Casey in the pocket on a searching lead.
You just got to wonder sometimes. Young Noah Bradshaw ran straight past Bailey Fronfelder to come to the bench, whereas he probably should have been a bit smarter and knew that they were going to look at giving him the handball as he's a designated user for Yarrawonga Pigeons. And what a finish inside 50 it was to Matt Casey.
So we wonder whether that's a coaching breakdown, a player breakdown. We're not sure. As Matt Casey snaps beautifully from the pocket, tied up against the boundary. The Pigeons are just putting on a clinic. 6 goals to nothing in this third term for Albury-Wodonga MG. And on the Paulie's Corner Cafe scoreboard, things are really starting to open up. 66 plays 18. Brad Freak for 40 winks.
Yeah, since the quarter time in the first half, it's been 27 inside 50s to 12 in this game, and the Pigeons have been able to kick 10 goals from those 27 entries. They've just been totally dominant. 6 of them coming in this third quarter from 13 entries. Their forward line's moving beautifully. Their midfield's really starting to click now, and really ominous signs here for the Dogs.
My little mate Archie over here doing the scoreboard. He's like a cat coming out of the dairy. Just give me the wink of approval. He loves what he sees here. He said 70-odd points. He might be right. Here out of the middle this time. A bit of go forward. Picked up by Spiteri. He's been lively. Shot on goal. He needs it to swing back. He had Ned Pendergast there. Last line of defence. And he tapped it through for a rush behind. A first score for a while. First score this quarter for the Doggies. They go up to 19. Yarrawonga 66. As Pendergast kicks it out, and Dan Howe can't mark. He keeps it in. Does well for Einspawn. Well read there by Miller. And Miller knocks it out of bounds. Brad Freak for 40 winks. Got something?
Yeah, if we go around the grounds for Mr. Stove's Pool World, North Albury have hit the lead for the first time today up at the McNamara Reserve. 48-46 in that game. 12 minutes gone in the third quarter.
Scorecard question might be coming true. If that game was a closer one than this one, not sure who wrote those questions. Matt Wilson gets brought down to ground on centre wing.
Well, it wouldn't have been Vaccaro.
No, it wouldn't have been. And the Dogs kick it to half forward. Dan Howe's just going to intercept this. He made a beeline for it.
Myrtleford kicked 6 points in a row up there, behinds in that game.
We'll continue to monitor that one. As Dan Howe goes short to Whooper Irvine. He's got Lockie Howe wide, right in front of our commentary position. Beautiful viewpoint here at the wonderful venue.
You hear this? Listen to this.
There you go.
Beautiful.
And look at that kick from a ruckman as well. He goes short down the wing to Cokehill, who's been really impressive on debut. Goes out wide looking for Wilson. He was the meet between a Jorgensen and Tom Miller sandwich. And it's gone
for lunch,
no, you wouldn't. And it's gone out of bounds for a throw in. Once again down on the boundary. Scott Montgomery for Elite Building and Construction. If you're Jared Twitt and Jack O'Sullivan, what are you doing?
I'm trying to get a couple more numbers around the footy. He's killing them at the stoppages. Lockie Howe's killing it. And I think the Wheeler boys need a bit more attention put into them, both of them. Even Harry's been on top in this quarter.
Noah Bradshaw did well. He's did a bit one out at the moment. Got it on the St. John, got it on the Mayfield. Mayfield kicks down the line. Pendergast has done well. Spiteri was there. Pendergast was well. Look away, handball by Wilding was good. Spiteri got a hand. He said he threw it.
Yeah.
And Montegreves.
Missed the hand, boys.
You were right at ground level there. You had a beautiful view of that. Oh, that could have been nearly,
50, yeah.
50 if you don't mind, but he's got away with it. Lovell, the blonde-headed bombshell, off half-back. Nice sort of operator. Finds Einspawn. Hasn't he come into the game, Panda?
Certainly has, and you're starting to see the skill level, I think, differentiate between these two sides, Monty, as well.
Yeah, absolutely. They're just holding on the footy for a lot longer, and we're not going to seem like they're under the pressure every time they get it because of their skill use.
So Williams out the back of the stoppage, got the hand pass there from Howe, who kicks to the top of the goal square. Big pack. Fothergill flew high. Yarrawonga have the numbers, but Wodonga win out. Deneen under real pressure goes short to Morrison, still in his own defensive back pocket. Kicks to the defensive flank. Soroczynski up against Cokehill, lays a really good tackle on St. John. They would love that. The Yarrawonga Pigeons from a youngster on debut. Great forward pressure. And we've got a boundary throw in 65 around from Yarrawonga's goal. They've kicked 6 goals to nothing in this third term. And Brad Freak, they lead this one by 47 points.
Yeah, up to 14 inside 50s on the 40 wing stat sheet. They've just been dominant. Willie Wheeler up to 4 disposals. Dan Howe, he's had 4. I feel like he's really starting to work his way into the game now. He had the 9 disposals in the first half, and he's now starting to really put his influence on the game.
Monty, what are you seeing there with St. John?
Yeah, I reckon he's just rolled his ankle in that ruck contest, boys.
I reckon you're right, mate. He's coming off. He's very indisposed. Gill might have got one high. Umpire Rain had a perfect view of that. I think it's umpire Jason Rain, or is it? No, it might not be.
I don't think it is, Rob.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Sorry, Rainey.
It's definitely not Jason
He's
Rain.
probably at home having a can. I'm thinking, hey, hang on a minute.
He'll take the compliments, though.
Rob Dog.
He will. Anyway, it all worked out well. Mayfield went over the top of his head. Wilson, a clever little kick to Billy Idle. Idle Morey drives it long. That might get out of the back. Hand Williams running onto it. Oh, no, well done. Ollie Greenhill, last line of defence, put it through for a rush behind. Panda, don't give that to anyone else. It's a rush behind.
No.
And the lead is 67-19. The boys are quick on the scoreboard here. I like that. They're good operators. We are doing this one for Paulie's Corner Cafe.
We are indeed, and Mimo and the crew at Albury Wodonga MG. Huge new range of 2024 vehicles. Jump in and see Mimo and the crew. Boundary throw in.
Boys, I don't know what the stats are saying, but Dan Howe is very influential down here at ground level. He's setting them up, sitting a kick behind. He just influenced that contest there, taking it out of bounds. So he's been fantastic in this third quarter.
He's up to 4 disposals on the 40-wing stat sheet, Mont, but as you say, he's been able to set them up, do little things like he just did then, get the ball out of bounds. He's up to the 13 disposals in this game. You think the way it's going, he's going to really inject himself even further into this game.
Straight off an AFL list, there's 107 games of AFL experience right there as Robinson, little sidewinder off the boot, just floats inside 50 for the Pigeons, who are just dominating territory. And we've got a ball up 50 around from the Pigeons' goal. So in this third quarter for Albury-Wodonga MG, we've had goals to Fothergill, Wheeler, Fothergill, Masters, Robinson and Casey, all in 13 minutes of footy. And we've played 19 minutes on the NZ Albury time clock as they go forward once again. Balking his opponent. And Casey with one of the best goals of the year in round one. What a pickup. What a bit of agility from the big fella. He showed a bit of candy, he bananaed it from the pocket, and that is the Sunjan goal that ace Scott Montgomery.
Showed right there how versatile Matt Casey is, didn't he? At ground level, went one way, went the other, and what a finish too on the outside of the boot. Really, really classy. But right now it's danger signs for Wodonga. It's out to 54 points, boys. It could really get ugly here. They're going to have to do something about this.
17 inside 50s to 2 in this third quarter.
What?
Just been completely dominant, the Yarrawonga Pigeons.
17 to 2.
And I think Monty touched on before that Dan Howe was having a lot of influence on this game. I think his brother Lockie is probably the only person that's having more influence on the game. He's been dominating this match.
100%. Freaky, spot on.
Now, Panda, you'd like me to nominate at the end of the day the Sunjan Goal of the Day contender. I think
there.
I might have a leader. Well, gee, coming off the line there and getting knocked A over T. Like Kyle Winter-Irving was one of the Yarrawonga midfielders. He'll be feeling the pinch there. Inside handball by young Bradshaw was good. Got it on out to half forward Redcliffe. He's been starved of opportunity. Clever handball. Intercepted well, though, by Lovell. Lovell. Kick off the ground was good. It might fall the way of Robinson if the Sharon will stay in for him. He did well. He gathers. He goes down the line, and it's busted into the chest of Coghill. He's almost in Lake Mulwala. He's that wide. Oh, it's a bit of an up and down handball. Found Einspawn. Einspawn kicks it inside forward 50. Casey looking for a hat trick. Ball comes to ground. Urquhart's there. Appealed for a free kick. Clever kick. Cross the goal. Wilson runs onto it. Breaks the tackle. Clever kick over the top. That was just beautiful touch. A Mawson's concrete player of the day from the whole bloody Pigeon side, but finished off beautifully by Cam Wilson. And Lee Masters will go back and he should kick his second goal, Panda.
I think with Lee Masters standing there in the pocket there, it just shows how much Wodonga is struggling just to keep up with Yarrawonga at the moment. Their ball movement has been great, but just their work rate off the ball has been absolutely fantastic as well in this third quarter.
Here comes Masters, 30 out directly in front, goal. Pigeons have got 8 for this quarter now. 8 goals for the quarter. Masters has chimed in with a couple, and they are showing that they are going to once again probably be the team to beat for this year's title. Pigeons dominating 79 to 19. Give us those inside 50s again, Freaky. I didn't believe you before.
Well, it's 18 to 3 now in this third quarter, and you've still probably got a fair chunk of this quarter to go because there has been 8 goals as well. So played 22 minutes into this third term, and yeah, just the midfield of Yarrawonga really got on top. Lockie Howe has been outstanding in there today, and he's probably the best player on the ground at the moment.
It's 21 minutes of football. We've had 8 goals to the Pigeons, 79 plays 19 on the Paulie's Corner Cafe scoreboard as we go around the grounds to Mr. Stowe's Pool World. North Albury with a 9-point lead over Myrtleford, 55 to 46. Back in the middle, Wilson just trying to edge it forward for the Pigeons, slaps it to Soroczynski, who comes really wide to centre wing as Robert McKinlay puts his arms out the window to try and mark it. Mathy just edged off the football by Irvine. There is numbers everywhere for Yarrawonga. Monty hit the nail on the head before for Elite Building and Construction. Their work rate is simply too good as Wheeler sends the torpedo punt inside 50 over the head of Williams. Wilson working hard in defence for Wodonga. He'll run all day. Shoots it out wide to Andrews. Left foot chiseler down the wing's been marked by Wilding. In fact, he dropped it at the last minute and fell over. Probably sums up his and Wodonga's day at the moment as Tyson kicks it to half forward. Looking for his teammate there and I think that one was Matt Casey. In the end, it's gone out of bounds for a throw-in. Scott Montgomery, you spoke about the overlap play and the work rate, but the Pigeons are showing us why they're the reigning premiers.
Absolutely. It's one of those things, isn't it, when you come back from being the reigning premiers, you can be a little bit lazy through pre-season, but I think they've shown in this quarter that they have not missed a beat come this pre-season, and they're hungry to go again.
Coggill, Driscoll regathered, slipped a handball, put his teammate under a lot of pressure. Ollie Greenhill off half-back. He's kicked it out of bounds in the full, I reckon. And it will be Tanner Nyholm who'll bring it in from around about 60 metres out. Tight angle. Goes short. Casey. He's already kicked a couple this quarter.
He's got the leg from here, Robbie.
He has. There's no doubt about that, Panda. He is a booming kick, Matt Casey.
The breeze will help it too, boys. It's still heading towards that pocket, so you started at that right-hand goalpost, I reckon.
I'll refer to our little mates here on the left, though. Is he a chance to kick it? Yeah. Oh, look at that. How about that for confidence? From Archie, what about you, Bo? No, Bo says no chance.
He's always negative against Yarra.
Well, he's a Mulwala boy. Here they go. They're doing a great job on the scoreboard. That's why you're getting it so quick at home. Casey, 3 for the quarter. Journey's good. It's high. It might get knocked through. It does. Eventually off hands for a rush behind. 12-8, 80 Yarrawonga. 2-7-19. Wodonga, we've got 24 minutes. And this quarter's for the Albury-Wodonga MG crew.
Brad Freet, we'll get some 40 Winks stat numbers from you, please, in this third term.
Yeah, the obvious one is the inside 50s. 21-3 now in this third quarter. They've just been totally dominant. 5 disposals for Willie Wheeler, 4 for Cam Wilson, 4 for Dan Howe. On the Dogs side of things, Noel Bradshaw up to 6 disposals and 5 disposals each for Tom Miller and Josh Mayfield.
Oh, dangerous kick out of defence has been intercepted by Lee Masters. He's been called to play on. It has to be.
He never got called to play on.
He hasn't been called to play on. So is that 50?
No, I reckon he's sorted all right in the end.
I think technically
it was messy.
Okay, it was.
Panda, and in the end he said, no, look, hang on, just bring it back.
All right. Common sense
good
prevails.
Umpire, mate. Good
Maury's
umpire.
all on his own,
No
45 out.
Poor man.
Masters, 60 out from home, sits into the hot spot. Andrews dropped the mark. Hand pass it over the top to O'Sullivan, who calmly exits defence, edge of the defensive square. Far side, it's been marked by Tommy Johnson, who started this game pretty good. He goes out wide, looking for Wilding on a strong searching lead. Been a bit quiet today, but he has worked hard. Wilding plays on straight away, disappointing kick. It's breaking down on centre wing, half forward, all the wrong spots for the Wodonga Bulldogs. And they have it in the middle of the ground. Yarrawonga by Willie Wheeler. He switches it out to the broadcast side. It's been marked by a man who set this quarter alight, Bailey Fronfelder. Pigeons by 61. That's on the Paulie's Corner Cafe scoreboard. Third term for Albury-Wodonga MG.
Yeah, Fronfelder, true centre wing. They've kicked the last 9 goals of the game. Have Yarrawonga. Lovell's getting in on the action. Centres the ball nicely there. Morrison's done well. Did he get a push? He did.
That doesn't matter. Casey took the mark.
Well, Casey's got the mark, but I think they're going to play the push. Going to play the mark. So didn't matter either way. Casey will come back. We just mentioned before he's kicked 2 goals already this quarter.
I think that kick from Fonfelder there into Lovell just showed the skill level difference between the two teams. Yep. They're absolutely killing them with just picking apart the defence and finding little pockets of space for their teammates, and they're really just opening them up with that skill use at the moment.
Casey's about 20 metres closer and a little bit better angle than he did about 2 minutes ago. Comes in, Pigeons to make it 10 goals in a row, and he misses to the left-hand side. So minor score, 12-9-81. Yarrawonga, 2-7-19. Wodonga, and that is for Albury-Wodonga MG this quarter action, and that was on the NZ time clock. 26 minutes gone.
Oh.
Soroczynski with the kick-in duties. Goes straight down the middle. Wasn't the right kick. Great tackle there by Bradshaw on Logan Morey as he was going to set sail on goal. And Noah brings him down holding the ball. He plays on straight away.
Probably been his best.
Best. He's been one of their best. He certainly started good. He plays on straight away. Comes out to Mitch Deneen, who looks inboard and finds Jack O'Sullivan. I think this guy's tried all day.
Come into it a bit more.
Has Jack O'Sullivan. Goes out wide here, finds Tommy Johnson. Just forward of the attacking.
There's the difference there, boys.
Square here. Yeah, he kicks it out on the full. Really disappointing from Tommy Johnson. The skill level is the main difference in work rate between these two sides at the moment. Scott Montgomery.
Yeah, you're spot on, Panda. Just that kick like that just fell apart. Really, Wodonga now, the scoreboard's probably got to be taken out of it. They've got to try and control patches of the game with their skill and see if they can do it and hold it on, because they're going to have to take some learnings out of this last quarter and a bit. Otherwise, it's a bit of a waste of a day for them.
We'll go around the grounds, Robbie, for Mr. Stowe's Poolwell.
Yeah, Myrtleford back in front, 59
Downfield.
55. Downfield, a little bit of ill discipline there.
Yeah, Winter Irving.
Billy Idle's got it. Logan Morey was his name at birth. Now look at Miller. Chipping kick to Jorgensen. Hasn't been able to get into the game today. Goes short, finds Noah Bradshaw. Been okay. You look short for Jet Cassidy.
Look how organised Yarrawonga are. Bradshaw wanted to come inboard straight away, and he wasn't able to, clogging up the corridor, Robbie.
Yeah, they did it well. Wilding, his chance, but Lockie House is sitting in the key there. They go long down the line. Johnson, geez, got a good pair of hands. So Winter Irving's got a good pair of hands, the big fella. He likes something he sees, and it's Matty Wilson who drops a sitter. A watermelon would have drowned the poor bugger. Over the head, screwing shot from Greenhill. 10 metres out from goal. Over the top was Ned Pendergast, and assisting him was Lovell. And between them, between Lovell and Pendergast, they got it through for a rush behind. They are in a ruthless mood. Wodonga 2-8-20, trail the Pigeons 12-9-81. Yep, they've kicked the last 9 goals of the game.
That probably sums up their quarter, I think, doesn't it, Brad Freak?
Yeah, it certainly has, especially since after quarter time as well. They just hadn't been able to get any foothold in the game at all and kicked 1 goal since then.
So Oscar Wilding intercepts beautifully, sets sail on goal and hits the post. Through for a minor score for the Dogs. They go to 2-9. He did really well there to win the ball back, Oscar Wilding. 2-9-21, Yarrawonga 12-9-81. The margin 60 on the Paulie's Corner Cafe scoreboard. As we tick up towards 3/4 time here, Robbie McKinlay for McRae Motors.
Booming kick from Pendergast from fullback. He ran out of the square, ran his full measure, and all of a sudden the ball is at centre wing. We're going to have a ball up. Players starting to get a little bit tired. We haven't seen any cramps yet, I don't think, Mont, have we?
Nah, not yet, but I reckon they'll come in this last quarter. It's still very warm down here at ground level.
Lockie Howe, a little clever look away over the top, like sort of tap towards Willie Wheeler. The umpire, you can hear the sound effects there. The umpire working hard. 32 degrees here at Mulwala. It's hot, hot, hot. And that's what the Pigeons have been this quarter. Howe, brilliant. Read it superbly. Jorgensen, tackled by Wilson. Handball intercepted over the top there was Will Bradshaw. Got it on to Ollie Greenhill. Kicks on a good one. Basil Fronfelder gathered at half back. Put up a high up and under. Sort of a rugby union type of kick. That brings the end of a quarter of excellence from the defending premiers. They kicked 8 goals and they lead by 60 points at 3/4 time, 81-21. The Pigeons were red hot, Panda.
They certainly were. A wonderful quarter for the Yarrawonga Pigeons. 12-9-81 over Wodonga 2-9-21. The margin at quarter time was 5 points to the way of Wodonga. The margin at half time was 10 points to the way of the Pigeons, and they've broken it open. They lead by 60. Stay with us here on O&M Live. 4th quarter action on the other side of this. 2AY, 3&E and O&M Snap Printing TV. Where else would you rather be on Easter Sunday? We'll digress after this on O&M Live. You won't miss a thing.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Shaping lives through nursing? Building communities through community services? Maybe caring for animals through veterinary science? With GoTAFE by your side, you can make it happen. From agriculture, hospitality, health and wellbeing, trades and education, to hair and beauty or creative, learn real skills for real jobs and careers right now. With GoTAFE, you've got this. Search GoTAFE today.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Half price until half time is on in the locker room. Watch Friday night AFL footy action live on our big screen and get half price selected beers until half time. On now in the locker room at the SS&A.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor. able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
.0% alcohol. This changes everything.
Rewrite the rules. Carlton Zero.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Pain or injury can stop you from living life to the fullest. Albury Wodonga Private Hospital specialises in advanced orthopaedic services and offers a full range of care from diagnosis to surgery and rehabilitation. Get back to the life you love with our support.
Half price until half time is on in the locker room. Watch Friday night AFL footy action live on our big screen and get half price selected beers until half time. On now in the locker room at the SS&A.
Welcome back to the Lonsdale Reserve here in Mulwala. A beautiful Easter Sunday and a very happy Easter to you and your family tuning in from wherever you are listening on 2AY 3&E or of course O&M Snap Printing TV. We just found out why the R1 Pigeons are the reigning premiers. A 60-point margin at three-quarter time over the Wodonga Bulldogs. An 8-0 quarter. Brad Sprinkles Freak. It's Blake Panderescott with you, Robin McKinlay and Scott Montgomery and Freaky. Tell us why that's the case at three-quarter time.
Well, if we have a look at the McRae Motors best in that third quarter, it's because of the two Howe boys. Lockie and Dan Howe are outstanding in that third quarter. And Bailey Frontfelder as well had really good run off the half-back line, but Lockie Howe's the one for mine. I think he's been the best player on the ground so in today's game. His dominance in the ruck, giving his midfield first use of the footy, it was really what cut open the Dogs in that third quarter. I thought the Dogs' back line held up all right, but you're going to get flooded with so much delivery. If you have a look at the 40 Wing stat sheet, it was 23 inside 50s to 5 for that third quarter. I don't care what level you play at, but if you're getting flooded with that much ball in there, you're not going to be able to survive. So they did. So the Pigeons really showed their class. Willie Wheeler had 6 disposals in that third term on the 40 Wing stat sheet. So Cam Wilson and Dan Howe had the 5 each. If we have a look at the Wodonga Bulldogs side of things, Noah Bradshaw, he's probably been their best player today. He's up to the 19 disposals for the game, had 8 in that third term. And Jack O'Sullivan, the coach, he's up to 16 disposals in this game as well. He's really fought hard for the Bulldogs today.
Scott Montgomery, who's snooping around the huddles. He's gone to the canteen. He's done it all at three-quarter time. Again,
done it all.
Scott Montgomery, what is coming out of the camps at three-quarter time?
Yeah, well, typical as you'd think. Stevie J was very quiet and was quite happy with what's going on. He didn't really give too much away. He said we've got to keep going with this. Love to see us just do that again in this quarter, but obviously it's about the process, and it's not just going to happen. We're going to have to work hard for it. Well, for Wodonga, Jared Switt tore them a new one. So, yeah, it's the most vocal I've seen a coach at three-quarter time for quite some time on OMFNL Live. He was very, very direct with his messaging, and you said we went away from what we know we're trying to do. We're trying to be selfless and disciplined, and we just went into our shells and worried about ourselves a little bit too much in that quarter. So he was quite direct, and we'll see how they respond.
You never like to use the word lazy, but they just looked a little bit off, didn't they, that third term? They were trailing their opponents, and they just weren't working hard enough. So let's see how the Wodonga Bulldogs can rectify that in this last quarter. They kicked 8 goals to nothing, the R1 Pigeons, in that third term. A wonderful goal from Matt Casey as well. Our Sunjan goal today so far. Explain it if you're just tuning in, Robin McKinlay.
Yeah, well, he kicked 2, but the second one was, he sort of got caught on the wrong side, on the near side pocket to the commentary here, and he sort of like a check side banana kick, wasn't it? It was an inside out type of kick. It was just beautifully done. He just weighted it superbly, and it's, for mine, it's the Sunjan goal of the day so
far. An update from Liv Laspina, the current coach at the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. North back in front by 2 points, 3 minutes into the final term in that one. So we'll keep
a long quarter for you, mate.
We'll keep the audience up to date with that one. Of course, 3&E broadcasting into the Myrtleford region. And a big day and a big crowd down there at the McNamara Reserve. A big crowd here as well. What are you thinking, Scott Montgomery, as he talks to a couple of the youngsters down on the boundary, Monty? Who have you got there?
Oh, they're just talking up the Yarrawonga's chances down here. What's the name, boys? Max. We've got Max.
Say good day, Max. Get him on. Soon to say good day.
So what's going to happen in this last quarter, Maxie?
Oh, I reckon we're flogging. We're going to flog Wodonga, and we're going to come home with the dub.
We're going to come home with the dub.
That's pretty bold, I reckon.
That is.
Max. Pretty bold.
He's gone out on a limb, hasn't he? He's gone out on a limb, Freaky.
Yeah.
Adding a bit of colour into R&M Live, which is what we love. And the fourth term's underway. Robin McKinlay for Cavalier Homes and McRae Motors.
Driscoll's gone into the ruck. I don't mind that move. He's got to do something a little bit different in there. Can it stop the flow? Lockie Howe over the footy. And they're going to be another ball up. So coming off an 8-goal, the third term. The Doggies did not score a goal in that quarter. And North are now leading, I believe, by 4 points. 10 points for North Albury up at the McNamara Reserve. Early stages, final term. Harry Wheeler, ball shuffles out. A little bit more pressure around the ball here already from the Doggies. A give and go by Soroczynski to Miller. Back to Soroczynski. Deep. Redcliffe flies. Can't get it. Ball comes to ground. Pendergast does well. Takes on a pack of players. And he's brought to ground by the man mountain, Noah Spiteri. It'll be a ball up just inside forward 50. Better signs already, Panda.
Better signs, and that's what Jared Twitt and Jack O'Sullivan would have asked for. Redcliffe, wouldn't mind seeing him thrown up around the ball or something, just to inject him, get a bit of confidence. He's a confidence player. What do you think, Monty? Get him involved up around the play a little
maybe
bit?
on a wing or something, just maybe on the outside. Let him run, let him get up there, because he hasn't been his day, and he's been really well held back there by Ryan Bruce, who has not let him out of his sight.
So Howe once again just grabbed it out of the ruck onto Willie Wheeler, as they've done so 150 times, probably more. Comes out here to Casey on centre wing, cuts inside the middle of the Lonsdale Reserve. Goes by hand out here to Fronfelder. Little dinky, smart kick out to Jordan Urquhart, who kept on running. They got numbers streaming forward inside forward 50. All they have a one-on-one. It's Williams up against, it looks like, Deneen. Fothergill tied up against the boundary. Hooks it back in front of goal. Over the top, not being able to mark there. And snapping on goal was Morey. I'm not sure who flew high. It was Masters. It was. It doesn't matter, because Morey's banged on the Pigeons' 10th in a row, if you don't mind. And the margin is back out to 66 points. Morey with a wonderful finish. And once again, it's that overlap play, Scott Montgomery on the boundary for Elite Building and Construction.
Oh, they worked so hard, didn't they? And it was just through here, when Frontfelder got the footy, they all collapsed on him, the Wodonga defenders, and just made that overlap again, which got Urquhart out, and he was able to find target inside 50 where it fell to ground. And Nick Fothergill, his work rate, boys, I know he hasn't had a heap of the footy. He worked into it in that third quarter, but his work rate to get front and centre of the Lee Williams end was unbelievable and get that kick across to Masters.
Monty, great coaching too, I reckon, from the Pigeons. Whatever they've done, they struggled to get the ball. They didn't kick a goal in the first quarter. They were struggling to break down that Wodonga defence, but they've made the adjustment. Now, whether that's the coaching staff or the players themselves, it certainly works.
To be honest, Robbie, I think it's just their work rate went up a level in that second quarter. That's more what it was.
Yeah, fair call. Robinson been good, snapping a little ball inside forward, 50. Yeah, well, not quite freaky perhaps.
No.
Urquhart's handball was clever. Good shepherd there by Will Bradshaw. Robinson got it. Look away handball to Wilson. He's in trouble. Back to Ollie Greenhill. A little grubber kick to Morrison. Morrison sweeps one to Mayfield. He's under the pump. He got rid of it real quick. He did well. Now they're going to run. Jet Cassidy had 2 bounces, had 3. Go from long range, young fella. Jet Cassidy just misses on the left-hand side. 2 goals, 10-22. Yarrawonga are now 13-9-87. They lead it comfortably by 65. And we've gone 3.5 minutes for Cavalier Homes. Is that in the West Indies?
Yes, it is.
It's a good name. I love it.
It is a good name. Cavalier Homes, great supporters of O&M Live in 2024. Good mark out really wide.
Dale Paddle.
Yeah, Dale Paddle.
The crew.
Dan Howe marks at half back. How have you seen his game, Brad Freak?
Yeah, I think he's worked into it. As Monty touched on there in the third quarter, he really started to get the influence. He's only had the 15 disposals today, but he's been able to set up well behind the ball for the Pigeons.
Williams swings around, kicks to half forward. Tyson caught behind his opponent. In fact, it was Masters, and he's given away a free kick, has Lee Masters, to Tom Miller.
Every possession, though, Freaky, from Dan Howe has been excellent.
Yep.
Yeah. And it's where he puts himself around the ground.
His leadership and his voice would be worth
gonna be massive,
an extra
mate.
10 possessions this year. As the Dogs work it down centre wing. Trying to mark this one was Wilson. He did, in fact, in the end.
Juggled it.
Juggled it out of bounds.
Okay, so out of bounds for a throw-in.
Panda,
They're just coming together, these umpires, Robbie, at the moment, actually, just to see whether it was a mark or a boundary throw-in.
My little mate, the boundary umpire, he'll sort this out.
He will.
He's best in the biz.
Yep, he is. And he'll tell him. Say, no, this is what happened. See?
So there it is.
There you go. I'll have it. Give it
Boundary
here
throw-in.
and get on with the bloody game.
Watch
That's what
this-
the young fella said.
Watch
Young
this
Lamprecht.
throw. Watch this throw as well,
Just
boys.
watch him, Panda.
I'm looking.
He's a sharp operator. Have a look at that.
Brilliant.
That is as good as it
Take
gets.
it away,
Yeah, I
Robbie,
will.
for McRae
Well done,
Motors.
young Lamprecht. I like this lad. Good work by Driscoll there. Chance here for Will Bradshaw. High up and under. Ned Pendergast is there, and he's like a Texas Ranger. He just sees it out over the boundary through for a behind. Rush it through. Now, Panda, what I was trying to spit out before to you is Pendergast played on quickly and kicked it to Harry Wheeler, who goes now on to Frontfelder. Have the Pigeons ever gone back-to-back in their history? I don't think they have.
I'm not. Well, they did. They did against Albury there.
They did.
2014.
12 and 13.
Yeah, 12 and
Yep, there
13
you
with
go.
under Fev. They did. So not all that long ago, but
All right, well, stupid question.
found
a
you out there,
historian.
Robbie.
I should
You
know.
are. You should know that with the
Oh,
podcast.
I think I'm done, mate. I really do.
Take the headset off, Robbie. As Driscoll kicks to half forward, the greats make mistakes. As Jorgensen goes out wide to Wilson, and
He's
he's
a chance
marked.
here.
He is indeed. He kicked a lot of goals, Monty, are about this range in the back half of last year.
Yeah, he's a guy that just keeps working, isn't he, Matty Wilson? I think he's been fantastic today. He hasn't had a heap of the footy, but I reckon his work rate up and down the ground as a half forward, it's gone over his head a lot too.
Lee
And
Masters
I'm going to
winning
back
off.
him in here.
So Matt Wilson to break a run of 10 in a row for Yarrawonga and to kick the first goal since the 17th minute mark of the second term. Doesn't make the distance. And in the end, Yarrawonga just rush it through for a minor score. So the drought of goals continues.
Boys,
for the
Lee
Wodonga
Masters
Bulldogs.
going straight to the rooms.
Nah, he's all right. He's sitting on the bench, Robbie.
No, he's going to the room, isn't he?
Nah.
Monty's got a
Sitting
better
there,
view.
all I can see him, he's sitting on the bench.
Monty has a little bit of a better view than our
He is on
one
the
that
bench.
is
and
a bit constructed.
He's getting
Robbie.
icing straight away
he's
on the
going
knee.
nice.
On the
Okay.
knee.
Something happened there. Anyway,
Poor kick from Lockie Howe, Robbie McKinlay.
It
Taken
was,
away from
but
McRae Motors.
Cam Wilson cleaned up for him, and that's a sign of a good team. Willie Wheeler put his head over the footy. No surprises there. Jet Cassidy, a tumbling kick into half forward. Stretching effort there. Good tackle applied. Spiteri appealed. Here's Redcliffe. He bobs up. The blonde-headed, orange-booted Redcliffe bangs his first goal through for the season. We'll see a few more. That's how he kicks them. It was a good goal. It was a Sunjan goal of the day contender. And the Doggies get their first goal since when, Panda?
17th minute mark of the second term.
That's a bit of a dry spell. But a good work effort there from Redcliffe, and nice work from Jet Cassidy. Got the ball inside.
I hope everyone gets to Noah Spiteri too and pats him on the back. His tackle pressure on Ned Pendergast there gave Redcliffe the opportunity to kick that goal. So really good forward pressure there from Spiteri.
Just some good reward for effort there for the Dogs. They've had 5 inside 50s on the 40-wing stat sheet in this last quarter to 1. So they just really needed to get that scoreboard, kick a goal in this game.
Wonderful ruck work from Howard down to Wilson on a silver platter to Urquhart. You can't stop that. You can't defend that. And Urquhart marks 48 metres out. He goes short to Matt Casey, and he'll line up from 45 metres, Scott Montgomery, for elite building construction on a 45-degree angle.
Yeah, you talk about the ruck work, but how good was the short kick from Cam Wilson too? Didn't break stride, Urquhart, and that's the luxury they've got. All their midfielders use the ball really well and make really good decisions. And yeah, again, another kick by Urquhart, which found a teammate, and Casey's well within range. We know he's got a booming boot on him.
A goal to Myrtleford, sorry mate. North Albury lead by 3 points.
So Matt Casey. For goal number 4, I reckon, for Matt Casey.
I've got him for 3. Yeah.
Apologies, Scott Montgomery. Matt Casey lines up. He is a wonderful drop punt kick, and that is straight through the middle, and he gives a couple of, well, interesting celebrations to the Yarrawonga bench. You can do that sort of stuff when you are that far in front. And Matt Casey's got goal number 3, a wonderful finish, and I reckon he can kick around that 45 to maybe 40-45 goal mark as a second pronger to Lee Williams this year, Monty. A 93 plays 30 on the Wodonga Border Carpet scoreboard.
Yeah, he's spot on there. Matt Casey, we know if he gets the ball within 40, he's kicking the goal. And with Dylan Conway out of the scene now, he's probably the guy that needs to step up.
I like that, a second pronger. Yeah, good on you, Panda.
Thanks,
good
Big
one.
Mac.
We'll use it. Hey, yeah, just that updated score at Myrtleford for Mr. Stowe's Pool World. North Albury lead by 3 points, so a goal to Myrtleford. We'll keep an eye on that one. Morrison, clever tap to Matty Wilson. Handball over the top was good. Ollie Greenhill always has a crack. Finds Tommy Johnson, 80 out from goal. Sees Redcliffe. Here's a chance for Redcliffe. Ball goes over the back. Well worked off the ball by Ryan Bruce. Spiteri showed a bit of candy. And the boundary umpire has delayed what was going to be a fairly exciting snap on goal. Boundary throw in, 10 metres around from the Doggies' goal. They trail by 63 points. 9.5 minutes gone, 4th quarter for Cavalier Homes.
All right, toss back into play. We've played around 9 minutes on the NZ Albury time clock. Matt Wilson trying to get past a few, and the ball's just left on the ground.
Geez, they're a good tackling side, Mont, aren't they, Yarra?
Yeah, absolutely. They do all hard stuff. We know they've got the flash and they can run and they can do all that stuff, but they're hard in and under stuff with Harry Wheeler, and Willie Wheeler leading the way. He's second to none.
So the Pigeons are putting on an Easter Sunday show on 2AY, 3&E and O&M Snap Printing TV. Hope you're having a great Easter from wherever you're tuning in from around the globe. As Driscoll punches that footy and then gets Wilson in a headlock, and Wilson goes, you know what, I don't mind it. I'm tough. I'm from Cora or Rutherglen, so it doesn't worry me.
I reckon Driscoll's more hurt than Wilson.
I think he is. His bicep might be a bit hurt. Wilson's got a hard head.
He's coming off.
He's tough. That's almost got to be 50 as he tries to come off.
2 years ago it was.
So Jordan Urquhart has it on defensive side of the wing. He goes down the line. A couple of Pigeons in Casey and Williams fly high, and it's out of bounds for a throw-in. Freaky, can you just give us some of the leading stat getters for 40 winks in this 4th term?
Yeah, in this 4th term, 3 disposals for Matt Wilson. He's up to 16 for the game. 3 on the Yarrawonga side for Cam Wilson. He's up to 21 disposals on the 40 wing stat sheet.
Boundary throw in. Tommy Johnson taps it cleverly to Mayfi. Mayfi gathers. High up and under kick. Midfield. Pigeons everywhere here. Ball, and it's going to be Pendergast. Drop the chest mark in the end. Pendergast slipped the handball to Harry Wheeler, over to Cam Wilson, got it on to Pendergast. Pendergast feeds it to Ironspawn. Ironspawn goes short, too short in fact. Casey couldn't gather it, bit of indecision. Liam Andrews did well, got it on to Tommy Johnson. Tommy Johnson kicks it, and Whooper Irvine
been good today.
Marks it. He's been solid as I don't know.
Rock.
Hasn't had to do much in the second half.
He hasn't had to do a lot, but whatever he's done, he's been solid. Panda.
So he goes short, and so's this guy on debut, Ben Coke. You'll like the look of him. He's a bit of a rangy, lanky operator. But he's going to be a good footballer, you can tell. He's a natural footballer, Robbie.
Yeah, he is. I'm not saying he's not.
So he kicks to a big pack of players at half forward. Urquhart trying to break through a couple of tacklers. Deneen wraps him up.
From Rennie, mate.
And he'll have a ball up. 49 away from the Yarrawonga goal. They lead this one 93-30 on our Wodonga Border Carpet scoreboard. 4th term for Cavalier Homes, and it's about this time that we start to debate who our Anytime Fitness Player of the Day might be. There's a couple of contenders in the Hoops colours all putting their hand up as Will Bradshaw sees it over the boundary line. Freaky, who are you thinking at this early stages?
Well, for me, there's only one answer, but I'll leave it up to Mont because he's the one that's got to go down.
I've only got one in my head at the moment, but I don't know if they're the same, Freaky.
Paddy, you just stick your nose out, mate. You don't have to ask him that question at this stage of the game.
I like to do that, Robbie. Just
Well,
get him thinking about it.
Who do you think, mate?
Come on.
I think Lockie Howe, but that's just me.
All right. Well, Mayfield
he might be on a good
he
page,
might
I
get a
reckon.
free kick here. No, he's not. Urquhart's wrapped him
I
up.
don't know. I think he's been pretty quiet today, mate.
Urquhart's wrapped him up. A few players getting... No sign of cramp yet, Mon.
There's two teams that have obviously done the pre-season right, I reckon, Robbie.
Yeah, agree. Johnson, a deft tap. Williams is down the ground. Here comes Fothergill. Snapshot. Goal! There's another Sunjang goal of the day contender. He's got 4 of them after a steady start by his standards. He slipped through his 4th goal, and Nick Fothergill, well, maybe he's a contender. Who knows? Pigeons stretch that lead out now, 99-30. It's a lead of 69, Monty.
Yeah, they've been pretty good, haven't they? Yarrawonga, I tell you what. Nick Fothergill, we've spoken about how dangerous he is, but he kicks them from everywhere, and just his work rate to get front and centre of the big fellas is just unbelievable. And if I'm a small defender, I'm not letting him out of my side if I'm playing next to him because he makes you look pretty silly.
He's up to 17 disposals on the 40-wing stat sheet, Nick Fothergill, and kicked the 4 goals as well. He's been outstanding today for the Pigeons, and he's really picked up his form where he left off last year.
Benny Fulford shot on goal. We'll await that. Panda, take it away.
So Johnson kicks into the pocket, and Wilding marks for the Wodonga Bulldogs. So I believe Ben Fulford has just put North Albury in front by 10 points. Wilding lining up in the pocket, Brad Freak.
You've got to give the Blake St John some love there. That hit out from the middle.
Brilliant.
It was basically a kick. He punched it 35 metres to Tommy Johnson. And then
Where's that been all day?
Yeah, and then laid out Oscar Wilding.
So Oscar Wilding
will give him a stat.
Will line up for his first major of the day. And he's just missed to the near side for a minor score. Brad Freak?
I reckon every shot in that pocket has missed to the near side.
Yeah, I reckon they're
today.
playing too much for that win. Just got to aim it at that post and we'll take it, but they're sort of missing by a long way.
So Wilding's kicked 3 behinds, and Wodonga have kicked 3 goals, 13. 31, Yarrawonga 15-9-99. That's on our Wodonga Border Carpet scoreboard, Brad Freak.
It's all about taking your opportunities, is it? If we look back again to their final they lost to the Magpies last year, I think they kicked something like 7-14 in that game. Just didn't take their opportunities. And obviously today, Yarrawonga's been so much superior than them, but they just haven't had their opportunities when they've had it.
Well, here they go again. It's been a good lead up. Harry Wheeler was involved. Whooper Irvine from Felder over the top to Iron Spawn. He goes short, and a good intercept mark by Morrison, who's been, I think, the doggies' best today, boys. He's kept Lee Williams to goalless. There you go. So hard to argue, and he's just copped a bit of a heavy knock there. Was it a bit of friendly fire, or was it just...
Nah, Lee Williams definitely was the one that got him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, he's a bit shaking. He's as hard as a cat's head.
They've actually pulled the trigger there and got Morrison off him just to drop in the hole. Mitch Dean's actually played on Lee Williams for the last quarter and a bit.
Morrison, he almost kicks a goal. He's marked on the last line of the fence by Soroczynski, who slips away like a thief in the night. Runs it off half-back, got a handball to Andrews, got it back to Soroczynski, runs with it again, another look-away handball. Coming through, here's a bit of pressure. Wilson was good. Handball over the top, looking for O'Sullivan. Turnover here. Morey was fantastic, got it to Howe, inside ball down to Wilson, over the top, all on his own, mark taken. Play on, happy. Oh, has he missed it? No, he's put it through. And it was Willie Wheeler who just snuck down, was watching all the activity, couldn't believe his luck, and Willie bangs through his 2nd goal of the day. The Pigeons have brought up the ton, 16-9-105, Wodonga 3-13-31, 16 and a half minutes gone on for Cavalier Holmes. Freaky, you got anything?
Yeah, he's up to 23 disposals on the 40-wing stat sheet now, Willie Wheeler. He's kicked those couple of goals. They're getting a lot of goals out of the midfield today, aren't they? Obviously, you look through there, Nick Fothergill's run through the midfield at times, has kicked 4 as well, and obviously Willie Wheeler's got the 2 there. So, been a really good display from the Pigeons today, very even across the board.
So St John getting high in the ruck here and showing a bit. Cogill in the ruck for Yarrawonga, as Wheeler once again with a clearance inside 50, bouncing off the chest of Howe. Wortman did well just to get around his opponent. Hand passes it on to Tom Miller, the new recruit from Narry Warren. Kicks it out wide to Matt Wilson, and he's got it at half back. The margin back to 5 points at the McNamara Reserve. Riley Buka has just kicked a goal for Myrtleford, as Tom Miller has it in his own defensive 50. Had Wortman on short. Goes out wide, and that's a shank. Out of bounds on the full. Disappointing kick, but a really good press once again from Yarrawonga. Scott Montgomery just to hold it in that attacking half.
Yeah, they've been really advanced with their positioning from their back six. They'll be getting about 15, 20 metres in front of their forwards, so they've been fantastic, Yarrawonga back six, to set them up.
Kick across goal. Oh, that should be a free kick. Gee, it won't matter. Einspawn will run into an open goal. Not a great kick. It's marked by Liam Andrews, last line of defence. Chipping kick. Tommy Miller on the run. Plays on. Kicks it down the line. Looking for Wilding. Took a good grab. Decided to play on now. He's got Matty Wilson to give and go. He'll have to do it sooner or later. He does it now, but the timing wasn't great. Wilson did well. Kept tapping the ball clear. Now he's wrapped up and dragged down by Lovell. Good tackle. They just cooked the footy there, Mont. Simple as that. And Lovell, that's a typical Pigeon tackle. He'll get a free kick, centre wing, and punch the Pigeons back into attack. They lead by 105-31. Updated score, please, around the grounds for Mr. So's Poolwell Panda.
North by 11 points.
The North Albury got one back.
22nd minute mark of the last quarter, we believe.
Yep.
You've got a couple of kids wrestling next to you, Scott Montgomery, on the boundary. They were before,
yeah,
yes.
Okay, it doesn't surprise me. Hawthorn supporters, they're just worried about tomorrow.
King of the kids down there, Monty, who's been dominating on the boundary all day for Elite Building and Construction. As Pendergast goes short, he's been solid once again, Ned.
Yes, he has.
To Harry Wheeler, who had a really good second term. Kicks inside 50. Williams had the front sit. Soroczynski slapped the footy. Johnson was swung around in a tackle. Bradshaw had a bit of time to try and kick it out nice and wide on centre wing. Wilson's held his width beautifully. That's Matt, and he marks on centre wing. Comes inboard to Jack O'Sullivan. We'll get Monty's thoughts on his first game in Maroon soon. He goes short to Jorgensen. Been a bit quiet today after a breakout year last year. Likes an option in the pocket. It's a lead there from Cole Winter Irving.
I think it's going to be a free kick to Whooper Irvine, boys, off the ball.
Well picked up. Scott Montgomery, Elite Building and Construction. 105 plays 31. Wodonga Border Carpet scoreboard. We've gone 19 minutes on the NZ Albury time clock in this last term for Cavalier Homes. Jack O'Sullivan's first game for the Dogs. Scott Montgomery.
Oh, he's battled hard. He just was under the pump for so long, and in the second quarter he was trying to be a defensive mid, and that's a poor kick there coming out of the back six by Big Ned. So
I reckon Big Ned's thinking about his first refreshment more than anything just at the moment. Here he goes. He's going to come back for a bit more. Well, he put his head right where the footy was. Good stuff. They'll get out of trouble here. Little low, chinky kick there. Einspawn floats a handball. Trouble here for Harry Wheeler. Miller got it, and he's going to be tackled down, and it'll be a ball up. Oh, it's about 50 out from the Doggies' goal. It's 31, the Dogs, 105 Yarrawonga. We'll get an updated score from the McNamara Reserve from Panda Escott very shortly, as we're going to have another ball up. This will be a perfect time to bring you back into the call, Panda, for Around the Grounds for Mr. So's Pool World. And give us a score.
82 plays 71.
How long gone?
We lead, I'm not sure, but about 25 points over Myrtleford in the other Easter Sunday game. There's a whistle and a free kick here for a hold off the ball, and it's going to go the way here.
Bit of a dust-up too.
Jack O'Sullivan, who's, as Monty said before, has battled really hard for the Wodonga Bulldogs on debut today. He's a two-time Morrison medalist. And you can tell Brad Freak, he's got a fair bit of class. What are his numbers?
Yeah, he certainly does. He's coming up for his 21st disposal of the day on the 40-wing stat sheet. As you say, he's just fought really hard all day for his team. So if that's...
I think we've got a broad rule here, boys, is there? No.
Was it Harry Wheeler?
No, I don't think he was around his mark enough.
Okay.
So Jack O'Sullivan will launch from 53 or 4 metres. Not sure he's got that in him. He goes short instead to Jet Cassidy.
No.
In fact, it's Charlie Morrison who's floated forward.
Kick a goal, Chaz.
Now, I've never seen him kick a goal before, Scott Montgomery, but do you reckon he practices set shots?
I reckon as a true backman, he practices every single night. So this is what he's living for here. I don't know about the distance here.
So he'll kick from directly in front, 55 metres out, loves the approach, and he shanked it like a true fullback.
Still in.
Didn't even make the distance in the end. And then Spiteri snaps from the pocket through the Wodonga Bulldogs' 4th goal of the day. So it was juggled on the line, wasn't able to be marked, spilled out to Spiteri, and he finished brilliantly for his 2nd goal. So Wodonga moved to 37, Yarrawonga a 105. That's on our Wodonga Border Carpet scoreboard as we tick up towards the 22nd minute mark Brad Freak for 40 Winks.
Yeah, Matt Wilson's fought hard for the Dogs in this last quarter. He's up to 6 disposals, and so is Tom Miller. He's had 5 as well. Cam Wilson's up to 6 disposals as well for the Yarrawonga Pigeons. So some good fight here for the Dogs in the last term, but all in vain really in the end after that scintillating third quarter from the Pigeons where they stacked on those 8 goals in a row.
I reckon Noah Spiteri's been pretty good too, Freaky. He's always presented himself, hasn't he? He's even worked down the ground a bit. If he's just going to get a bit more opportunity, I think he'll really nail him on the scoreboard.
Yeah, he certainly will. He has got some pretty good footy smarts. He puts himself in the right position. He just needs to be found a little bit more.
Nyholm pumps it towards Williams. Good work by Mitch Deneen, who's done a really good job down back as well. Williams did well, kept it in, and he went for the old banana kick, and he got it too much to the near side, and he gets it through for a minor score. So Lee Williams still goalless today. But he'd be pretty happy if the team's performance, is it Driscoll, marks its true centre back, and he chips short to Wortman.
So Wortman goes short to Noah Bradshaw. His number's Brad Freak.
He's coming up for his 21st disposal of the day.
You can tell he's had a really impressive pre-season, running out the game good. Redcliffe wasn't able to mark, and Yarrawonga pounced at half forward. Cogill had 2 to beat. Williams the rover on this occasion. Lots of players around this footy, just outside of the Yarrawonga goal square. Deep into attack. They lead by 69 points, 106 to 37 on the Wodonga Border Carpet scoreboard. 23 gone NZ Albury time clock. Deneen ended up just grabbing it out of the ruck and kicking it towards the Waterboy here on centre wing. It's all Yarrawonga Pigeons. Whooper Irvine has so much time and space. He can book himself into a cafe tomorrow if he wants. Irvine just chips it back here to Fronfelder, who, is he cramping?
Yeah, I think so.
It is, first one.
Cramping. Basil Fronfelder, too far out to score. It's a beautiful left foot kick into the pack. Roving beautifully here at the back was Iron Spawn. Driscoll tries to keep it in. It's through for a minor score in the end rush behind. So Yarrawonga 107, Wodonga 37. This game is dead and buried. It has been for a very long time. As we tick up towards 25 minutes gone. Scott Montgomery for Elite Building and Construction.
Yeah, he's got to hope that both teams to get through this game now. The game's completely over. Just get through the game, no injuries, because we've already got a couple for both sides.
As Big Mac talks to our scoreboard, boys.
Yeah,
you can call the action, Big Mac.
Mate, young Archie said 70 points before the game. We got his tip. The margin's 70 points now. The bloke's a genius. He does run the scoreboard.
He does.
Maybe an inquiry there, but no, good on him. Now, Pandas, look, it's got some news coming out of the McNamara Reserve. We'll get you very shortly. Ryan Bruce, a little give and go there. Oh, geez, there's a bit of trouble here. The man was Kyle Tyson down there, and you're not going to get out of it. O'Sullivan put his head down. Redcliffe gave it back. A handball going wide. They're going to chip short here. Oh, Morey, good punch from behind. Spinning out of trouble is Lovell. Geez, he's tough and hard at the footy is Lovell. Here's a chance here. Spiteri from the boundary. Oh. He tried to do the miracle one. He should have centered it. There was 2 blokes in front of goal. I reckon they'll remind him of that later, Panda, as Iron Spawn marks. And you can give us an updated score from the McNamara Reserve for Mr. Stowes Poolwell, please.
So full time at the McNamara Reserve, and North Albury have won by 10 points, 82 to 72. A 4-goal to 2 last quarter has done it for North Albury. So a good win there for the Hoppers. Yarrawonga will win here. Raiders won on Good Friday. The Wangaratta Rovers also did as well. And Albury defeating Corrotherland yesterday. That's your round 1 results in the SS&A Ovens and Murray. As Wheeler goes inside forward 50. Doesn't matter. The 26 minutes has gone in the last term. That was a beautiful kick. And Williams goes across goal, and he finds Dan Howe 30 metres directly in front, all standing on his own, Scott Montgomery.
Again, just that work rate all day from the Yarrawonga halfbacks, wingers. Been able to slide down in the holes for most of the day, and great vision there. I think Stevie J might have yelled out at the box that Dan was sitting there from Lee Williams, but he was able to execute the kick, and Dan Hill go back and try and put his first one on the board in Yarrawonga colours.
Absolutely. So back with his brother, and his dad's the vice president. Great family name at the Yarrawonga Pigeons Footy Netball Club, the Howe name. Dan will line up here from 35 out directly in front. He's a good player. Straight through the middle. Look at him get around him. His first goal, probably one of many in Yarrawonga colours for a few more years to come. Get used to that in the SS&A Ovens and Murray. and he extends the margin for the Yarrawonga Pigeons, 113-37. That's on the Wodonga Border Carpet scoreboard as we tick up towards full-time Brad Freak for 40 Winks.
Yeah, if we just, with the results in that other game between North Albury and Myrtleford and the result going this way against Wodonga, how big of a game is it next Saturday? Wodonga and Myrtleford at John Flower Oval. I know, obviously, just got to get through this one, but sets up a really, really big clash next Saturday afternoon. You don't want to be 0-2 after 2 games with a team that's fighting for 5th on the ladder.
And you'll be able to catch that one on 3&E. Brad Freak and O&M Snap Printing TV, Robbie McKinley.
Yeah, nice. Look forward to that one. Oh, that's a throw. That was a little throw. Advantage rule played on here. Mayfi inside forward 50. And the mark's taken by Oscar Wilding. And, of course, another big one too. North Albury at home against the Wangaratta Magpies.
Oh, yeah.
Yarrawonga will go down to Lavington. Bit of question mark about Mickey Gibbons and perhaps Lee Masters. Both leaving the ground. Just limping off. They got some depth, these Pigeons. Here's Wilding. Comes in. He's kicked 3 behinds already today. And that one is out of bounds on the full, so he's been a bit astray. Panda, a bit like you in your youth.
No, it was a pretty good boy, Robbie.
Oh, yep.
I'm not sure about Archie and Bo next to us, the two scoreboard operators.
They're good operators, those boys.
So
here's a chance here. Dished off. Tackle. I love his tackling. Johnson picked out something he likes. Wilding might have another snap. Back to Gill. Outside forward 50. Chance here for Jet Cassidy. A clever little kick. Here's Redcliffe. He generally kicks these, Redcliffe. He's a freakish type. And he's kicked it out of bounds. No, snuck it in for a point. Right on the siren, and that'll finish it at 4 goals, 14, Wodonga 38. Yarrawonga 17-11, 113. The premiership defence has started in style for the Pigeons. They didn't kick a goal in the first quarter, but then the next 3 quarters, they kicked 17 goals to 3, a commanding victory, 113-38. They had plenty of contributors, an even spread across the goal kickers, 3 each to Nick Fothergold and Matt Casey, couple to Willie Wheeler. Panda, they were super impressive.
One word, I reckon just clinical.
Yes.
Certainly were clinical. They started slow, didn't they, Yarrawonga? They were down by 5 points.
Didn't kick a goal in the first quarter, mate.
They didn't kick a goal in the first quarter, and they kicked 17 in the next 3. So just clinical. I think they showed the Wodonga Bulldogs, about work rate, especially in that third term, and coming out really switched on in the second half after half time. It's easy to switch off, and they were lightning. They kicked 4 goals in the first 5 minutes of the third quarter, Robbie, and that was the game for McRae Motors.
Yeah, I think I might have been Freaky, made the comment. I'm not sure what Stevie J said to the boys at half time, but they came out. I believe they were in the cool room. They spent time in the cool room at half time. How about that? That's not bad innovation. I don't know if they're eating while they're in there, mate, having a sip or whatever.
Maybe a couple of Canadian clubs or a couple of Great Northerns.
In there, but it worked because they came out. And the thing that really stood out, I think we might have seen one player with cramp, maybe one
Bailey
player.
Frontfelder. That was it.
Bailey Frontfelder. And their fitness level is fantastic. We heard that had a big pre-season. They got through that game in great fashion. So, yeah, really impressive the way they finished that one off. 17-11, 113 to 4-14-38. Scotty Montgomery is getting his way out there on the ground. I'm not sure he's going to look for. He's got a lot of here. I reckon we've got him. He's plucked one out. We'll go down to Scotty Montgomery now, and he's got our player of the day.
He just asked if I've got the right how, boys, but I've got the right one. Big Lockie, mate. Good way to start the year with a win like that, and after half-time you boys really come out and put them in the side a little bit and showed where you boys will be up near the top again.
Yeah, and full credit to them. They came out breathing fire in that first quarter, and their pressure was really good. I think they'll improve as the season goes on, but it was really good for it to click for us and to really set the wheels in motion come the third quarter. And we were pretty happy with the second half, and even the second half of the second quarter was pretty good.
Yeah, and your midfield depth, mate, you show. Gibbo goes off with a slight injury, Cam Wilson rolls in and just goes to business like you haven't even lost a soldier.
That's weird, isn't it, in the midfield? No, I think it's really been a strength of ours probably for the last 2 years, and we lost obviously Mark Wiley this year, but we have a real squad mentality, and someone goes off and the next one steps in, and I think we saw that today with even Gibbo going off, and Cam Wilson, he's a jet, isn't he?
He is a jet, absolutely. And personally, mate, getting to run around with the bro must have been pretty nice out there, and to get a win like that in his first game back here in Yarrawonga.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we played a senior game out at Rennie once upon a time together, but otherwise this is our first senior game together, so it's pretty special for not only us but the family as well, and we've got a good crew here today to support, so pretty special stuff, and I think we'll enjoy this year playing together, and hopefully we can go a long way.
We love seeing it, mate. Get in there and enjoy it. What a win for the R1 Pigeons. Well done.
Scott Montgomery with our Anytime Fitness Player of the Day. I think we're all in agreement that Lockie Howe was super.
Yep.
I think he had a couple of competitors with certainly Nick Fothergill. I mean, he's not underrated, but do we just forget about him a little bit?
Yeah, well,
he is such a wonderful player for this football club, and he's so important. I mean, he kicked 40 goals as a small forward from nowhere last year, Robbie, and he's come out and he's kicked 4 goals again today. Willie Wheeler looks damaging when he goes forward. You rarely see him miss a goal. They just got so many options, and I really like the look of the Yarrawonga Pigeons today.
Yeah, I agree. And just looking at Mickey Gibbons out there for the boys as they're walking off the ground, he's got a compression bandage on his back of his right hamstring. So that's probably, unfortunately, almost confirmation that, he's done another hammy. Mickey Gibbons, that was pretty early in the second quarter too.
Yeah.
But it shows their depth. Lee Masters, he's walking off okay. He left the ground, probably more of a precautionary thing. So there's no dramas there. So, all good for Yarrawonga. We've got a couple of players to come in still, so they're going to be hard to beat again.
He's only played 16 games of 29.
Yeah.
Michael Gibbons due to injury. I think it might even be less. So
there's another couple of weeks off there.
Yeah, let's hope that he's not plagued by a long-term injury here. He just seems to really struggle to get off to, starts and continuity to start every new season. So we'll hopefully follow Scott Montgomery into the Yarrawonga Pigeons rooms here at Mulwala for the song. We might drop out just a little bit here with our wireless microphone, but hopefully we can get the song for you at home on the R&M Snap Fitness and 2AY and 3&E radio streams. As Yarrawonga win by 60-odd points. Here they are on Easter Sunday. Very impressive win from the Yarrawonga Pigeons. They were too strong today over the Wodonga Bulldogs. What was Brad Freak's stat before the game about coming to Mulwala? 1 of the last 5?
Yeah, 1 out of the last 5 there.
Okay,
Put that to bed today.
Exactly right. They were very, very impressive running out. Big winners here on Easter Sunday. Stay tuned. Plenty to come on our post-game show for the Clubhouse Bar and Bistro. North Albury have beaten Myrtleford by 10 points. And Yarrawonga, way too strong for Wodonga. Stay with us. Plenty to come on R&M Live, where you won't miss a thing.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Shaping lives through nursing? Building communities through community services? Maybe caring for animals through veterinary science? With GoTAFE by your side, you can make it happen. From agriculture, hospitality, health and wellbeing, trades and education, to hair and beauty or creative, learn real skills for real jobs and careers right now. With GoTAFE, you've got this. Search GoTAFE today.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Half price until half time is on in the locker room. Watch Friday night AFL footy action live on our big screen and get half price selected beers until half time. On now in the locker room at the SS&A.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor. Able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
.0% alcohol. This changes everything.
Rewrite the rules. Carlton Zero.
2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Pain or injury can stop you from living life to the fullest. Albury Wodonga Private Hospital specialises in advanced orthopaedic services and offers a full range of care from diagnosis to surgery and rehabilitation. Get back to the life you love with our support.
Half price until half time is on in the locker room. Watch Friday night AFL footy action live on our big screen and get half price selected beers until half time. On now in the locker room at the SS&A.